Chapter 141, Men Can Never Be Too Fast. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi agreed to go register for the class user competition tomorrow morning. That night, Lin Moyu wasn't idle. He spent points to rent a chamber in the Academy's skill grinding center, and then started summoning skeletons. Although the Academy's skill grinding center isn't as good as the military's officer skill grinding site, but at least it's much more convenient than regular meditation. To summon a level 26 skeletal mage, 2,400 points of spirit force need to be consumed. But, thanks to the title's effect, that value is halved. As a result, 1,200 points are required to summon a skeletal mage. Including the boosts provided by equipment and title, Lin Moyu has access to a total of 4,600 points of spirit force. As such, he can only summon 3 units at a time. Coupled with meditation to restore his spirit force, Lin Moyu summoned 10 skeletal mages overnight. 150 skeletal warriors and 100 skeletal mages, there are 10 slots remaining in the summon space. With this many skeletons, Lin Moyu can handle most situations. At least, among class users of the same level, he is invincible. The registration for the class user competition starts today. Registration locations are located all over the world. There are also several registration locations in Shajing Academy. The registration location is crowded with people. Ordinary students and institute students have both come to register, lined up in a long queue. Lin Moyu searched among the crowd. Ning Yi asked in a small voice, "Are you looking for your sister?" Lin Moyu nodded, "Yes." Unfortunately, he didn't find Lin Mohan. Ning Yi said, "Chuangshan Institute, Chuangshi Institute, Yanwang Institute, there's no one of these 3 institutes here. They have their own registration points. No wonder Lin Moyu can't find his sister." Lin Moyu looked down at Ning Yi and asked, "Do you know where they are?" Ning Yi shook her head, "I only know they aren't in the academy. As for where they are, I'm not sure. Grandpa didn't tell me the specifics, saying I'll only have the qualification to know when I join them." Since he entered the academy, Lin Moyu has never seen a student from the top institutes. The 3 top institutes seem to exist independently of the academy. No one knows what they do. In order to learn what they do, you'll have to join them. This is also the dream of countless students. I hope they will come during the competition. He can only hope to see his sister during the competition. Lin Moyu. Someone called his name. It is a girl. Her voice is quite pleasant. Ning Yi immediately turned her head to look. She saw several people walk toward them. The girl at the forefront is very beautiful, not much worse than her. Oh, the girl next to her seems to be pretty good looking, and she is also an assassin like her. There is also a young man carrying a sword. Lin Moyu said in a low voice, "This is Xia Shui, my high school classmate. Next to her are Zuo Mei and Feng Shu, people from the same provinces as that we met during the great examination." Ning Yi nodded, a faint smile on her face, holding Lin Moyu's hand with her small hand. Xia Shui looked at Ning Yi and saw her holding Lin Moyu's hand, and a smile appeared on her face. "Are you also here to sign up?" Lin Moyu nodded, "Yes." Xia Shui said, "We as well. It's a shame, but you have already exceeded level 20. Otherwise, we would be able to team up with you." Feng Shu said with a faint smile, "Indeed. If we teamed up with you, we could sit back, relax, and wait for first place to fall into our lap. But now we'll have to struggle hard. Are you planning to participate in the competition with the 3 of you, or are you looking for more people?" In the team competition, there is a minimum limit of 2 people and a maximum of 5 per team. Generally speaking, it is best to have a full team of 5 people. But, just like Lin Moyu, there are also those who have confidence in their strength and have less than 5 people in their team. Xia Shui uttered with a smile, "Who do you think I am? With me around, shouldn't it be a piece of cake to find teammates? Rest assured, we've already found good people. A knight and an elder. Below level 20, prophets have yet to fully master their skills. They aren't very useful at this stage. In fact, they're less useful than healers." Xia Shui is a very active character. In just a few short days, she has already made many friends. At this moment, Xia Shui looked at Ning Yi and extended her hand confidently. "Xia Shui, level 17, elemental mage, Lin Moyu's classmate. Zuo Mei, level 17, rogue. Feng Shu, level 17, sacred swordsman." Ning Yi also introduced herself. Ning Yi, level 25, shadow assassin, Lin Moyu's girlfriend. Ning Yi admitted openly. Sha Shui and company weren't surprised by that. Sha Shui was astonished, saying, "You're already level 25. Ning Yi chuckled, "It was all thanks to Moyu. It's no wonder. Lin Moyu, when will you take us to level grinding? You can't prioritize romance over friendship." Feng Shu joked. Lin Moyu responded after a moment of thought, "Advance to level 20 as soon as possible. I'll carry you through the dungeon tyrant desert." Sha Shui said strangely, "Why? Is this dungeon difficult?" Ning Yi promptly gave an explanation, and they realized how different this dungeon is. Lin Moyu said, "Anyway, get to level 20 as soon as possible and then contact me. I'll carry you." Zuo Mei looked at Lin Moyu and said, "What is your level?" "Level 26. Hiss. The three drew in a sharp breath. Lin Moyu's leveling speed is too fast. After entering the academy, they advanced by just one level. Lin Moyu, however, advanced by 4 levels in a row. At the opening ceremony, he was level 22. But in just a few days, he was already 26. This is not advancement, but meteoric rise. Feng Shu sighed and said, "If you compare your lot to others, you will only torture yourself." Sha Shui also said, "You raised your level so fast, yet you didn't bring your old classmate along. Now that you have a girlfriend, you don't care about friends anymore." Zuo Mei looked chillily at Lin Moyu and said, "Men can never be too fast." At this moment, the surroundings turned quiet. The others stared at Zuo Mei in a daze. This 18-year-old girl is actually able to say such insightful words. Feng Shu was extremely surprised, saying, "What's wrong with you?" Zuo Mei snorted, "You can understand. Birds of a feather. ... After chatting for a while, Sha Shui and company went to sign up together. Ning Yi had a meaningful look in her eyes, saying, "You have a very good relationship with Sha Shui." Lin Moyu thought for a moment, then said, "We're high school classmates. In total, I haven't spoken more than 10 sentences to her." Ning Yi chuckled and said, "You're just a blockhead. If I had such a beautiful female classmate by my side, I would definitely go after her." Lin Moyu shook his head and said, "You're more beautiful." When she heard these words, Ning Yi felt a pleasantly sweet feeling in her heart. Sweet words coming from a quiet and stoic person are more touching. Yi. Upon hearing someone call her name, Ning Yi looked up, and her pretty face bloomed with a brighter smile. Sister Peach, Zhang Taotao, Duan Gao, Miao Yu, these 3 people whom she hasn't seen for a while now, walked their way. Ning Yi ran over and grabbed the hand of Zhang Taotao and Miao Yu respectively, saying, "Sister Peach, you guys have also come to register." Zhang Taotao made a sound of assent, "That's right. The class user competition is held every 5 years. We can't miss this opportunity." Miao Yu held Ning Yi's hand and said, "Yi, where have you been lately? We couldn't even reach you. Sister Peach and I were worried." Ning Yi chuckled and said, "I was busy and had to leave for a while. By the way, have you found teammates yet?" Zhang Taotao revealed a shade of disappointment on her face and shook her head, "No." Duan Gao snorted, "Those people showed us the cold shoulder because our levels aren't high enough, unwilling to team up with us. Since the time they went to Mermaid Island, Zhang Taotao's group of 3 have advanced by 1 level. At this time, Zhang Taotao is a level 24 Sprite Knight. Duan Gao is a level 21 Prophet, and Miao Yu is a level 21 Spren Elder. Zhang Taotao can find teammates by herself. However, with the other 2 dragging her down, it's really difficult to find teammates. In the level 20 to level 29 grouping, the closer you are to level 29 the better. Zhang Taotao is troubled by this. If they can't find teammates, they can only form a team with just the 3 of them. Miao Yu said in a quiet voice, "Actually, we have no intentions of reaching a high ranking. We just want the experience." Duan Gao said, "They're just a bunch of cocky bastards who look down on others. When we go dungeon raiding in the future, we won't team up with them." Ning Yi's big eyes turned, and she said, "Sister Peach, let's form a team together. Let's have Moyu carry us to the first place and leave those cocky guys in the dust." Ning Yi looked at Lin Moyu and asked with her big eyes, "Is that okay?" Lin Moyu laughed involuntarily and nodded. Zhang Taotao's eyes lit up. She naturally knows how powerful Lin Moyu is. The fact that he can carry 39 people through Tyrant Desert by himself has already spread in the academy and has become widely known. With Lin Moyu present, first place is in their bag. Zhang Taotao didn't accept right away. "I have a condition. Yi, if you agree, then we'll form a team together. Ning Yi and Zhang Taotao are quite close. As a result, she said without much thought, what's the condition? Feel free to speak, Sister Peach. Zhang Taotao uttered, if we take first place, we don't want any prizes. She is aware that if they take place, it will be all thanks to Lin Moyu. Ning Yi didn't expect such a condition. Zhang Taotao continued, if we take first place, we'll be able to get some contribution points. That's the best prize to us. Duan Gao and Miao Yu said quickly, that's right. We don't want anything else. Just the contribution points will do. Contribution points are particularly difficult to obtain. Before going to the dimensional battlefield, Lin Moyu had only collected 90 contribution points. Later on, as his military rank rose, he received 10 contribution points per star. When he reached 10-star private, he had a total of 190 contribution points. When he became a lieutenant, he gained another 100 contribution points. At the moment, he has 290 contribution points. Although Lin Moyu doesn't know how many contribution points Zhang Taotao has, but it shouldn't be more than what he has. Chapter 142. Since you want to kill me, then I'll kill you first. Under Zhang Taotao's insistence, Ning Yi had no choice but to compromise. The five formed a team and then went to register their team. After 10 days, the 100th class user competition will take place in the Shengxia Empire's Nanhong City. Thinking that they're highly likely to take first place, Zhang Taotao and the others felt excited. Duan Gao clenched his fists and said, for ignoring me, they deserve not to win first place. Miao Yu tugged at his clothes and said, that's not quite right. They wouldn't have been able to take first place to begin with. Duan Gao seconded that, right, they wouldn't have been able to take first place in the first place. All of a sudden, someone stopped them. Zhang Taotao frowned, what's the matter? Lin Moyu has seen this person in the dungeon hall before. That person is Bai Li Sheng, who is said to be a grandson of Bai Li Institute's dean. Bai Li Sheng said coldly, Ning Yi, why are you with this guy? His eyes were fixed on Ning Yi. Seeing Ning Yi's fair hand is holding Lin Moyu's, his eyes filled with jealousy. Ning Yi's small face surged with distaste, is that any of your business? Bai Li Sheng's chest heaved up and down in anger. None of my business. You say it's none of my business. Who doesn't know that you're my, Bai Li Sheng's, fiancé copyrightee? Shut your foul trap, Ning Yi bellowed, as if an angry little lion. Are you sick in the head? You came to propose to me, but I rejected you, and then you went around telling others that I'm your fiancé copyrightee. Taking into account that our families are close, I didn't bother to argue with you about this matter. What, after repeating the lie many times, you already think it to be true? If there's something wrong with your head, then go look for a good healer, instead of spouting nonsense here. I can forget what happened before. But if you dare say that again, I'll tell my grandpa and have him deal with you. Lin Moyu was taken aback. He didn't expect Ning Yi, who is usually all laughs and smiles, to have such a sharp side. Ning Yi's small face turned red, chest heaving with anger. From time to time, she sneaked a glance at Lin Moyu. She breathed a sigh of relief when she saw that he had no reaction. After being chewed out by Ning Yi, Bai Li Sheng's face turned green, red, and then white. He gritted his teeth and said, good. Ning Yi, this isn't over. Keep this in mind, you are the woman of Bai Li Sheng. No one can snatch you away from me. And you, stinky kid, you're done for. I'll kill you for sure. Ning Yi pulled out a dagger and said, if you want to die, just say it. Lin Moyu's palm surged with flames, and he broke out with murderous intent. If someone wants to kill him, then he'll kill them first. Zhang Taotao drew her sword, while Duan Gao and Miao Yu assumed combat stances. Although Bai Li Sheng's status is far higher than theirs. At this moment, Lin Moyu and Ning Yi are their comrades in arms. They won't abandon them. Who will you kill? A resonant voice rose out of the blue. A massive aura poured down like a torrent and slammed into Bai Li Sheng, and he screamed and tumbled to the ground, injured, saliva flowing from the corners of his mouth. God Bai appeared in midair, staring sternly at Bai Li Sheng. You will kill him. Bai Li Sheng was stupefied. Why did Bai Yiyuan come? He heard about the relationship between Lin Moyu and Bai Yiyuan before, but he didn't take it seriously. What kind of being is Bai Yiyuan? How could he possibly be related to such a person? But now, storms rose in Bai Li Sheng's heart. Ning Yi put away her dagger, the anger on her face melted away, and she called out sweetly to Bai Yiyuan, Grandpa Bai. Bai Yiyuan nodded, saying, Bai Li Sheng, I'm asking you a question. Who will you kill? Bai Li Sheng, frozen stiff from fear, shook his head wildly, God Bai, I didn't say anything. Bai Yiyuan snorted, scram. If there's a next time, I'll personally deliver your severed head to Bai Li Hao. Bai Li Hao is the Bai Li Institute's dean. Bai Yiyuan's words caused Bai Li Sheng to tremble uncontrollably. Bai Li Sheng ran away helter-skelter. Bai Yiyuan dropped from midair and landed on the ground. Zhang Taotao's group of 3 quickly greeted Bai Yiyuan with a salute. In the Shengxia Empire, it is possible not to know the emperor, but it is impossible not to know Bai Yiyuan. God Bai's name is too great. Bai Yiyuan looked at Lin Moyu and said, if I didn't show up, were you planning to attack him? Lin Moyu nodded, since he wanted to kill me, I was going to kill him first. Bai Yiyuan asked, are you not afraid of retaliation from the force backing him? His grandfather is Bai Li Hao, the Bai Li Institute's dean. He is a level 81 top-class user. You stand no chance against him. Lin Moyu shook his head, I've already considered that. After killing him, I was going to teleport to your place. With your protection, there's nothing to fear. If that weren't possible, then I could go to the dimensional battlefield. If that still weren't possible, then at worst I would lose my life. Lin Moyu has already considered all the consequences. Bai Yiyuan said in a deep voice, you would have gambled with your life. Lin Moyu shook his head, no, I think you would have protected me. You're that confident. Bai Yiyuan saw Lin Moyu in a new light. This kid has unexpectedly thought things through this thoroughly. Indeed, if he had killed Bai Li Sheng, these were the most likely outcomes. Not really, I just have a feeling. Bai Yiyuan suddenly burst into laughter. Good boy, you remind me of myself when I was younger. Indeed, there are things that have to be done, so don't overthink it. Just like when you killed the Guro Church's divine son. Old Ning flattened the Guro Church, yet they didn't dare to make so much as a peep. Remember, might is right. The more Bai Yiyuan looked at Lin Moyu, the more satisfied he was. He doesn't speak much and is decisive and undaunted. That's how it should be. Bai Yiyuan tossed a cooldown charm at Lin Moyu and said, I've already sent you the upgrade method. Once you collect the necessary materials, I'll help you with the rest. Lin Moyu nodded, okay. I also sent you your new mission. Hurry up and complete it. After Bai Yiyuan finished speaking, he glanced at Zhang Taotao's group of 3. You 3 are pretty good. When he was done, Bai Yiyuan rose into the air and flew away. In his eyes, Zhang Taotao and company, who confronted Bai Li Sheng just now, are considered pretty good. At least they have guts. Unlike some people who are as timid as mice. If you don't have courage, you won't be able to go far. Lin Moyu checked the communicator. Ning Yi leaned over, what mission did Grandpa Bai give you? After skimming through it, Lin Moyu said in a quiet voice, I have to go to the 3rd fortress and kill a bunch of abyssal demons, at least until I reach 2-star lieutenant. That's it. Ning Yi feels that it shouldn't be that simple. Lin Moyu shook his head and said, in addition to that, I also have to go into the elemental secret realm that appears outside the 3rd fortress from time to time. God Bai asked me to retrieve elemental crystal from the elemental secret realm. Elemental secret realm? Ning Yi shook her head, indicating that she hadn't heard of it before. Lin Moyu said, I just so happened to learn about it yesterday. The area outside the 3rd fortress is also known as the elemental plane. There was once a large-scale battle there, where nearly 100 elemental mages cast more than 1,000 forbidden magic attacks. As a consequence, the land was elementalized and later gave birth to many elemental creatures. It was after that great battle that the area was called Elemental Plane. Ning Yi's eyes shone with curiosity. Elemental monsters, I've never seen them before. I wonder what they look like. She doesn't seem to be afraid of the danger at all. She's more curious than anything. Lin Moyu said, we'll know once we go there. After making an appointment with Zhang Taotao's group of 3 to meet in Nanhong City in 10 days, the 2 entered the teleportation formation and headed toward the dimensional battlefield. With her private military rank, the farthest Ning Yi can use the teleportation formation is to the 3rd fortress. Lin Moyu, as a lieutenant, even though he has not a single star, can go to the 5th fortress. To reach the 6th, 7th, and 8th fortresses, at least colonel military rank is required. Military rank is not only a symbol of military merit, but also a symbol of strength. Chapter 143. If I say I forgot, will you believe me? The teleportation ended. After only one day, Lin Moyu set foot on this land again. Ning Yi huddled in his arms, her eyes closed tight. While in Lin Moyu's arms, the teleportation didn't feel as uncomfortable to her. We've arrived. Lin Moyu gently patted Ning Yi and let her go. Ning Yi shook her head and said, in the future, when teleporting, will you hold me like this? Of course. When he held Ning Yi in his arms, Lin Moyu's heart was stirred. However, with his excellent emotional control, his face didn't register any changes. The layout of the third fortress is the same as that of the first fortress. Lin Moyu arrived at the trade office and found that several of the weapons and equipment he entrusted to the trade office have already been sold. After settling accounts, Lin Moyu received 60 million gold coins. At this point, he already has around 160 million gold coins. Lin Moyu discovered that there were some items in the third fortress's trade office that he didn't see in the first fortress. Elementary Fire Elemental Core. Material used in enchantments, when used on weapons, can increase fire elemental damage, when used on armor, can increase fire elemental resistance. Elementary Wind Elemental Core. Material used in enchantments. Wind, fire, water, lightning, there are 4 kinds of elements and 4 types of cores. If they are given to enchanters for processing, they can provide class users with elemental attack ability or increase their elemental resistance. Lin Moyu thought of the specters he encountered when he first entered the dimensional battlefield. Ghost-type monsters have no physical body and are completely immune to physical attacks. If a class without elemental attack ability encounters this type of monster, it will be a nightmare. Elementary Elemental Core isn't cheap, it is priced at 100,000 gold coins per piece. Due to the presence of elemental creatures that drop elemental core, there is an enchanter hall set up in the third fortress. Ning Yi explained, Enchanter Hall is a hall established by the Enchanter Guild and can be found in some large cities around the world. Lin Moyu understood. Many classes have corresponding class organizations. Alchemists have the Alchemist Association. Knights have the Knight Guild. Enchanters naturally have the Enchanter Guild. These organizations serve for class users of the same class to unite, gather together, exchange knowledge, and help each other. In the Enchanter Guild, each enchanter has their own independent room, ensuring that there is no interference. Lin Moyu just took a glance and then lost interest. He has no weapons to enchant. The blades of the skeletal warriors can't be enchanted. Ning Yi doesn't need anything to be enchanted either. Enchantment is the way enchanters earn their living, as well as the way they raise their level. They can gain express by enchanting things for others. After reaching a certain level, only then will they go into dungeons with others. Of course, they have to spend money to have others carry them through dungeons. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi walked to the fortress's gate. A guard standing guard at the gate stopped the two. Young man, you'll die if you go out like this. The guard is a high-level class user who has reached level 45 and has undergone the second awakening, and can easily see Lin Moyu and Ning Yi's basic information. Lin Moyu is only level 26, while Ning Yi is only level 25. If they go out with just the two of them, they'll be throwing away their lives. Lin Moyu said, don't worry, it's okay. The guard said, the weakest monsters on the elemental plane are level 33. You're only level 26. Listen to my advice and turn back. Oh, you're actually a lieutenant. You really can't go. It's too dangerous outside. The guard won't allow Lin Moyu to go out. He's really responsible. At this moment, a patrol team passed by, and their leader asked, what's going on? The guard quickly explained, Captain, they want to go out. But it's too dangerous, so I told them to turn back. The captain looked at Lin Moyu and Ning Yi, saying, level 26, level 25, are you tired of living? Where are your elders? What's going on? The captain, like the guard, is earnest and responsible. Lin Moyu is aware that they're stopping them out of consideration for their safety, so he didn't say anything. On the elemental plane, there is no mist, so the view is much better than outside the first fortress. Class users possess astonishing eyesight. Lin Moyu saw an elemental monster wandering aimlessly 700 to 800 meters away, emitting flames from all over its body. It is a fire elemental monster. A gust of cold wind blew past, causing both the captain and the guard to shiver and their hair to stand on end. 5 skeletal warriors appeared in front of Lin Moyu. This is Young man, are these your summons? The captain only then noticed that Lin Moyu's class, Necromancer, is a class he has never seen before. The 5 skeletons broke into a fast run, accompanied by clicking sounds. After they ran out of the gate, their speed increased. So fast, the several high-level class users were startled. With such a fast speed, the attributes of the skeletons must be quite high. The 5 skeletons charged toward the fire elemental monster lightning fast. Red light emanated from the blades in their hands. Skill, Berserk Strike. 5 consecutive skill-powered attacks fell on the fire elemental monster. With a burst of faint smoke, the fire elemental monster died on the spot. Killed level 33 fire elemental sprite, EXP plus 165,000. So fast, it was killed in an instant. The several high-level class users opened their eyes wide, unable to believe it. The 5 level 26 skeletons instantly killed a level 33 fire elemental sprite. This doesn't feel real. If they're already this strong at level 26, how strong will they become when they reach level 36 or level 46? The captain suddenly saw the military badge on Lin Moyu's chest. Lieutenant. To become a lieutenant at such a young age. The captain himself is also a lieutenant, a 5-star lieutenant. However, when he became a lieutenant, he was already level 38. Young and formidable, Lin Moyu left a deep impression in his heart. Ning Yi had already guessed this would happen. Can we go out now? The captain swallowed and said, go ahead. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi finally stepped into the elemental plane. Ning Yi furrowed her eyebrows, saying, they are too careful. Lin Moyu raised his hand and stroked Ning Yi's head, they did it for our sake. The elemental plane is completely different from the area outside the first fortress. If it weren't for the fortress, it would be impossible to associate the two. After being scoured by upwards of 1,000 forbidden magic attacks in the past, the land has been completely elementalized. Whether it's in the air or on the ground, there are massive amounts of elemental particles present everywhere. With every breath, you will inhale a large amount of elemental particles. The first breath might be refreshing and pleasant, while the next one might be scorching hot. In this example, the first breath is composed of wind elemental particles mixed a small amount of water elemental particles. The second breath is mainly composed of fire elemental particles. At times, you might feel a tingling sensation in the nose due to absorbing too much lightning elemental particles. What the hell is this place? How could there be such a place? Ning Yi's previous breath was scorching hot, while the next one was extremely cold. This makes breathing difficult. Ha ha. Watching her make a sour face, Lin Moyu laughed out loud. Ning Yi pummeled him with her small fists. You're laughing. What's so funny? Cough cough. She breathed in a wind elemental breath and started coughing, tears gathering in her eyes. Lin Moyu smiled and took out a mask and handed it to Ning Yi. Elemental mask. Can filter the elemental particles in the air. Ning Yi opened her eyes wide. Why didn't you take it out before? Lin Moyu said seriously, if I say I forgot, will you believe me? What nonsense. It was clearly bought just now. He had considered this situation and specifically bought it in the trade office. He didn't take it out until on in order to see her embarrass herself. Ning Yi promptly assumed a threatening posture and pounced at Lin Moyu. This young lady will fight you. A sphere of wind flew from a distance and collided with 2 people. The bone armor shone brightly, blocking the sphere of wind. Strong wind howled and crashed into the 2. Chapter 145, Strange yet magnificent scene. The sharp cry grew stronger and stronger. By this time, Ning Yi had already covered her ears. What is this noise? It makes me feel dizzy. In response to the cry, the elemental sprites emitted cries of their own. The noise rose and fell in succession, as if trying to rupture the eardrums. Now that the elemental particles were thoroughly plunged into disorder, the skeletal mages were rendered unable to cast magic attacks. Indeed, the higher the level of monsters, the more difficult it is to deal with them. If I guessed correctly, it should be the elemental secret realm's ruler, the elemental queen. As he spoke, Lin Moyu pressed his palm down, and red light flashed. A giant crimson net appeared and covered the sky. Skill, Slowing Curse. In an instant, a large blood-red chain pattern appeared on the heads of the elemental sprites that were in sight. The cries suddenly dragged out. The speed of the elemental sprites was slowed by 39 times. The unpleasant cries stopped at once. Only the heaviest and sharpest cry, coming afar, continued to ring. Kill. Under Lin Moyu's command, the skeletal warriors swung their large blades and welcomed the enemy. In the state of elemental disorder, the skeletal mages lost their usefulness, and so Lin Moyu can only rely on the skeletal warriors. Fortunately, the skeletal warriors are quite efficient, killing an elemental sprite with every few strikes. In the blink of an eye, most of the monsters were eliminated. At this point, the skeletons attracted the attention of the elemental sprites chasing the human class users. They stopped their pursuit and rushed toward Lin Moyu. The human class users looked at the elemental sprites that changed targets and revealed joyful smiles. "We're saved. We're really saved. I thought I was a goner. Why did the elemental sprites stop chasing us? Guys, look over there." To their astonishment, they found that the two people they thought were crazy, commanding a large number of skeletons, are quickly clearing the elemental sprites. Under the large blades of the skeletons, the elemental sprites had no way to fight back and were easily killed. Who are they? How are those skeletons so amazing? Those skeletons are incredible. Is one of them a summoner? I have never seen such a powerful summoner. That's funny. When we were running, I said they were crazy. But now it seems that it's me who is really crazy. Under the effect of slowing curse, the elemental sprites were eliminated step by step. After a few minutes, the cry finally subsided, yet the elemental particles remained in a state of disorder. Lin Moyu put away the skeletal mages, who at this point only served as decorations. He doesn't intend to have them swing weapons. It finally stopped with its cry. My head was about to explode. Ning Yi let out a long breath. Due to the cry, she felt extremely uncomfortable. It was really unpleasant. Let's go. The elemental sprites have been wiped out. Under the attacks of the 150 skeletal warriors, the more than 1,000 elemental sprites persisted for less than 5 minutes. The disparity in attributes is too stark. The elemental sprites stood no chance. Lin Moyu led the skeletal warriors toward the direction of the initial cry. Elemental crystal can only drop when the secret realm's elemental queen is killed. The difference between elemental crystal and elemental core is akin to the difference between elementary and advanced materials. In general, cores are items that class users below level 40 use, while crystals are items that class users above level 40 use. Although this is true for most items, but there are exceptions. For example, blackened soul crystal that Mo Yun has been searching for is a high-level item that should be used at level 40, before the second awakening. As they walked along the direction of the cry, the two saw a strange yet magnificent scene. This scene is difficult to describe in words. The 4 kinds of elemental particles revolved and fluttered in the air. Lightning elemental particles turned into starlight, fire elemental particles turned into ornaments, wind elemental particles turned into wings, and water elemental particles turned into mirrors. It's beautiful. Ning Yi watched with some fascination. She has never seen such a beautiful scene before. It is both exceptionally beautiful and dangerous. Be careful. Lin Moyu let out a soft shout, but it was already too late. A huge bolt of lightning struck at an incredible speed. The bone armor blocked the attack, flashing repeatedly. This time, Ning Yi was scared. A moment ago, a blue light appeared in front of her, robbing her of her sight. If it weren't for the bone armor, she would have either died or become disabled. After all, she is only level 25 and is still quite weak. Immediately after, countless icicles fell from the sky like raindrops. A rain of icicles containing murderous aura dropped from the sky and attacked the skeletons. The rain of icicles possesses considerable offensive power. Lin Moyu felt this via the skeletal warriors. Skill. Slowing curse. Lin Moyu pressed his palm down, and the curse descended. The strange yet magnificent scene disappeared in an instant. Ning Yi finally realized that the beautiful scene was actually formed by a large number of elemental sprites intertwined and twisted together. Under the curse, they quickly separated and appeared in their original form. The skeletal warriors had already charged forward. Even though the wind elemental sprites can fly. But under the effect of slowing curse, where their speed was reduced by 39 times, they can't escape the pursuit of the skeletal warriors. Lin Moyu gave instructions to the skeletons for them to prioritize taking down the wind elemental sprites. Under the fierce offensive, the elemental sprites died quickly. After these elemental sprites died, the secret realm was revealed to the two people. It is a world composed of elemental particles, independent of the rest of the world. Secret realms are different from dungeons. Unlike dungeons, secret realms have a singular space, where people who enter are under the same sky. That is to say, if several parties enter the secret realm, There is a high possibility of them meeting each other in the secret realm. In the elemental plane's elemental secret realm, the most famous product is elemental crystal. Elemental crystal can be used to craft top platinum rank weapons. Platinum rank weapons are suitable for class users between level 40 and level 59. The cheapest platinum rank weapons costs over 5 million gold coins, while the most expensive ones can even reach 1 billion. The value of platinum rank equipment crafted using elemental crystal is considered high among platinum rank equipment, and their attributes are considered top-notch. However, for Lin Moyu, the values of elemental crystal lies not in weapon crafting, but in Bai Yiyuan's mission and his cooldown charm. Elemental crystal is one of the materials necessary to upgrade elementary cooldown charms into intermediate cooldown charms. Let's go in. The secret realm's gate is open. Lin Moyu strode into the secret realm together with the skeletal warriors. The world changed, and cold wind surged. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi stepped into an ice palace. In the elemental secret realm, everything is composed of elemental particles. The first thing to welcome them is the ice palace. Its surface is spotlessly white and smooth, like a mirror's, reflecting a faint sheen. Even if it's the faintest light, it will become glaring after being reflected repeatedly. The ice palace has several passages, as if a maze. The thing Lin Moyu fears the least is mazes. Go! With a command from Lin Moyu, the skeletal warriors quickly dispersed and entered the various passages. At the same time, a map began to form in his mind. Ning Yi revealed a curious expression on her face and asked, "We don't need to do anything." Lin Moyu shook his head and said, "Let's wait for the skeletal warriors to explore the place and find the right path." Ning Yi chuckled and said, "Your skeletons are really useful and versatile." The skeletons are indeed quite useful. Without them, it would be impossible for Lin Moyu to level up so quickly, let alone solo dungeons. 150 skeletal warriors dispersed and searched for the exit. They didn't encounter any monsters along the way. This is simply a maze. After a skeletal warrior ran into a dead end, Lin Moyu would quickly retrieve it and then send it out again. The map in his mind was becoming more and more complete. At the same time, he also had the skeletons attack the walls. The walls can be destroyed. However, after being destroyed, the walls quickly mended, making it a pointless task. Eventually, after searching for about 10 minutes, the maze's exit was discovered. "Let's go. I found the exit." Ning Yi chuckled and said, "That's really fast. Your skeleton babies are really useful." Fortunately, the skeletons have no emotions. Otherwise, who knows how they would feel being called as babies. A large number of skeletal warriors rushed out from the ice palace's exit. At this time, a massive elemental sprite appeared in sight. The elemental sprite sat on a throne made of ice, staring coldly at the skeletons running into the room. Its eyes seemed to be filled with anger, as if the uninvited guests have disturbed its rest. It let out a howl, and countless icicles flew out from the top and the sides of the ice palace. Each icicle is 1 meter thick and 4 or 5 meters long. The skeletal warriors quickly rushed over, shuttling in between the icicles at fast speed. Some, however, weren't able to dodge and were hit by the icicles. The attack power of the icicles isn't weak, causing the skeletal warriors minor injury. Lin Moyu launched detection. Water Elemental General, Secret Realm Leader. Level 37. Power 13,000. Agility 0. Spirit 13,000. Physique 16,000. Skills: Icicle Blast, Ice Cyclone, Floodwaters. Characteristics: halved physical damage, Ice Elemental Immunity. Its agility is actually 0. Lin Moyu realized that it was connected to the ice throne below and couldn't move at all. This is the first time he has seen such a monster. Chapter 146, Ice Palace and Sea of Fire, Elemental Generals. The skeletal warriors rushed to the Water Elemental General and unleashed their skill one after another. Large blades with dazzling red light fell on the Water Elemental General and blew away chunks of broken ice. The Water Elemental General has the halved physical damage characteristic and so doesn't dread physical attacks. But the attributes of the skeletal warriors are very high, surpassing its defense. Especially when using their skill, the skeletal warriors can still cause great damage to it. The Water Elemental General's screams mixed with roars echoed in the room. At this time, it erupted with a blue light from all over its body. The blue light turned into countless ice arrows that shot through the air. Skill: Ice Cyclone. The ice arrows unleashed tremendous force upon impact, knocking the skeletal warriors back. A skill with knockback effect. The ice arrows spun rapidly around the water elemental general, forming a whirlwind. The skeletal warriors were unable to get close to the water elemental general. Lin Moyu ordered the skeletal warriors to retreat, temporarily leaving its skill range. This is one of the shortcomings of the skeletal warriors, they can't resist control-type skills. The whirlwind grew stronger, and its range rapidly expanded, almost covering the entire room. Lin Moyu willed, and the skeletal warriors disappeared. He and Ning Yi retreated into the ice palace. Crackling sounds of ice arrows hitting the walls of the ice palace rose. After an entire minute, the noise disappeared. The skill was over. Lin Moyu returned to the room with the water elemental general, and his eyes constricted involuntarily. The water elemental general's wounds have been healed. Previously, the skeletal warriors launched a fierce offensive, leaving numerous wounds on the water elemental general's body. But now it has recovered its original state. That's troublesome, Ning Yi uttered when she saw this. It forced the skeletal warriors back with its skill. At the same time, it healed its injuries. Lin Moyu said, "Don't come out, I have a solution." Ning Yi nodded obediently. Since Lin Moyu said so, then he must have a solution. The skeletal warriors reappeared and charged toward the water elemental general once more. Large blades fell one after another, making ringing metallic sounds. The water elemental general began to roar once again. A great number of ice arrows appeared and span around it, eventually turning into an ice arrow whirlwind. The range of the ice arrow whirlwind gradually expanded, its powerful knockback effect making it difficult for the skeletal warriors to approach. Lin Moyu immediately put away the skeletal warriors, and then charged into the ice arrow whirlwind. The bone armor shone brightly and resisted the ice arrows, ignoring the skill's knockback effect. Although the ice arrow whirlwind has a large range, but it's not that thick. While outside the wind howled and ice arrows ravaged, inside it was calm. Lin Moyu passed through the whirlwind and released the skeletal warriors again. The skeletal warriors swung their blades at once. The whirlwind skill is still active and has spread to every corner of the room. Meanwhile Ning Yi listened to Lin Moyu and retreated into the ice palace. The skeletal warriors swung their blades vigorously, while the water elemental general screamed. After 1 minute, the ice arrows suddenly disappeared and turned back into countless water element particles. The wounds on the water elemental general's body healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. However, this time it didn't recover completely, but only healed partially. Its body was still covered with marks left by the skeletal warriors. The water elemental general's aura weakened. Lin Moyu realized that he made the right choice. Blue light once again appeared on the water elemental general's body, followed by large streams of water. The streams of water flowed rapidly and urgently and, within 2 short seconds, turned into towering waves. Skill: Floodwaters. The huge waves crashed head-on. The previous skill was a control-type skill, while this one is a powerful offensive skill. So long as it doesn't possess a control effect, then things are simple. The skeletal warriors disappeared in an instant. Lin Moyu alone is enough, there is no need for the skeletal warriors to join in. Lin Moyu didn't dodge. By relying on the bone armor, which is equivalent to 78,000 points of physique, he resisted the attack. Giant waves crashed one after another. Lin Moyu stood firm as a rock amid the waves. After 5 consecutive crashes, the waves dissipated. The skeletal warriors reappeared and continued their ice-smashing project. This time, the water elemental general wasn't given a chance. 2 minutes later, the water elemental general was smashed into crushed ice. Even the throne beneath it was smashed to pieces. Killed level 37 water elemental general, EXP plus 1,480,000. Obtained water elemental core X10. Upon receiving the notification, Ning Yi ran out of the ice palace, a smile on her pretty face. In her eyes, Lin Moyu is the best. The amount of express the water elemental general gave is very high. The two received 1.48 million EXP each. In addition, they also received 10 water elemental cores, which can sell for 1 million gold coins. After the water elemental general's death, the environment underwent fantastic changes. Lin Moyu said, "The level of elemental disorder seems to have eased." Ning Yi nodded, "Indeed. It does feel a bit more comfortable. Disorderly elements can cause discomfort. Things have gotten better now." Lin Moyu summoned skeletal mages and gave it a try. The water skeletal mages are now able to cast their skill. As for the other 3 types, they still can't cast their skill. Lin Moyu thinks this should be related to the water elemental general. After crossing the broken ice, the two continued toward the depths of the secret realm. Heat waves rushed over. This is a world of flames. The entire space is filled with blazing flames, turning into a sea of fire. When the two stepped into the sea of fire, the bone armor reacted promptly. Silver-white armor appeared on them, then shine and block the flames. If it were other class users instead, they would be taking damage continuously. First came a world of water, then a world of fire. Next should be a world of wind and a world of lightning. Lin Moyu has already put away the skeletal warriors. This world will continuously to cause damage, so the skeletal warriors aren't suitable to advance in here. Ning Yi, as if she found a fun new toy, occasionally stepped on a small flame on the ground. Anyway, with the bone armor's protection, it won't harm her. Lin Moyu recast bone armor every 2 minutes to ensure that the bone armor remains in optimal condition at all times. Not unlike in the Ice Palace, there are no fire elemental sprites here. It feels like the elements have assumed their original form. In this world of the fire element, you can see a blazing mountain in the distance. A mountain of flames. The two advanced toward the mountain of flames. After walking for a full 10 minutes and crossing the sea of fire, they finally arrived at the foot of the mountain. Only after reaching the foot of the mountain, did they realize that this isn't a mountain. It is basically a mass of fire completely composed of the fire element. The fire is 50 or 60 meters tall. But from the distance, it looks like a tall mountain. Ning Yi, who has never seen such a big fire before, stared blankly. How do we deal with this? Her words have just fallen, when the mountain of flames awakened. A pair of huge eyes appeared on its surface. Lin Moyu was startled. It's really similar. These eyes are really similar to the Fire Demon King's eye. Fire Elemental General, Secret Realm Leader. Level, 37. Strength, 0. Agility, 0. Spirit, 20,000. Physique, 16,000. Skills, Flame Eruption, Fire Burst. Characteristics, halved physical damage, Fire Elemental Immunity, Fire Burn. Another immobile monster, and it has no physical attack power. Its spirit attribute, on the other hand, has reached 20,000, indicating that it can deal tremendous elemental damage. Fortunately, it is not immune to physical attacks. The skeletal warriors can still deal it considerable damage. The 150 skeletal warriors emerged from the summon space and rushed out. In the blink of an eye, they had already reached the bottom of the Fire Elemental General. The Fire Elemental General, as if a small mountain, sprayed out hundreds of huge pillars of fire. The pillars of fire exploded in the air and turned into an overwhelming number of fireballs crashing down. Skill, Flame Eruption. It is a comprehensive attack without any blind spots. It is basically not possibility to dodge it. If it were an ordinary party instead, all members would have to withstand the comprehensive attack. If it were a weaker party, they wouldn't be able to withstand it. Flames rose on the skeletal warriors and burned them continuously, making sizzling sounds. This is the Fire Elemental General's characteristic, Fire Burn. When the skeletal warriors attacked the Fire Elemental General, they also received backlash fire damage. So long as you approach it, you will receive damage. The skeletal warriors bore the damage and continued with their attack. The skeletal warriors' super high attributes provide them with extremely high defense and durability. At the same time, water skeletal mages appeared and began to release their skills. Chapter 147. Tempest Elementite, the Oriole Behind. Lin Moyu released all 28 water skeletal mages. In the elemental secret realm, the elements are in an extreme state of disorder. But after the water elemental general was eliminated, water skeletal mages became able to cast their skill. Skill, Frozen Tempest. A frozen rain poured down on the fire elemental general, and a thick column of steam rose. The fire elemental general roared wildly and unleashed one attack after another. It continued to spray out pillars of fire, which turned into an overwhelming rain of fire. Thanks to the presence of the elemental resistance skill, the elemental damage the skeletons and Lin Moyu take is reduced by 3 times. The skeletal warriors seem to be covered in flames. But in fact, the damage they suffer isn't high. As long as the opponent's skills have no control effect, there's nothing to worry about. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi, wearing the bone armor, stood unscathed in the rain of fire. As the fire elemental general's injuries grew increasingly more severe, its body began to shrink, and its flames gradually dimmed. It realized that its life was at risk, and its roars became even more violent. Skill. Fire burst. At this moment, the fire elemental particles in the entire world of fire erupted. The earth shook, cracked, and rumbled, as if it were a 10.0 magnitude earthquake. Lin Moyu lunged at Ning Yi, trying hard to stabilize her. The fire elemental particles converged, soared into the air in the form of numerous pillars of fire, and then transformed into an ocean of fire. In the next moment, the ocean of fire broke out with explosion force. Ning Yi was startled by the sudden explosion and quickly covered her ears. One explosion broke out after another. In the blink of an eye, the entire world of fire element was engulfed by violent explosions. In the wake of the explosions, the skeletons were flung into the air. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi, by relying on the bone armor, stood as steady as mountains. The fire elemental general unleashed its ultimate strike, but it still didn't have much effect. After they landed, the skeletal warriors quickly lunged and proceeded to unleash attacks. From this moment on, the fire elemental general lost its ability to resist. Along with a miserable scream, it burst into pieces. In a final spark of splendor, flames burst in the air like fireworks. Killed level 37 fire elemental general, EXP plus 1,480,000. Obtained fire elemental core X10. The elemental monster didn't leave a corpse. Only the scattered flames served as testament for its existence. After the fire elemental general died, the world of the fire element remained, but it was much weaker than before. The elemental disorder once again smoothed a bit. At this time, the fire skeletal mages also regained their ability to release their skill. What will be the next element? Ning Yi squinted her eyes and murmured. Wind. Lin Moyu has already felt the wind element. The wind element is unpredictable, sometimes mild, other times violent. After they crossed the world of the fire element, they stepped into a world of the wind element. At this time, a group of people on horses appeared at the elemental secret realm's entrance. The group of people is composed of 1 tank, 2 supports, and 2 damage dealers. It is the standard configuration for a party of 5. They are wearing the unique garments of the Bongja Kingdom's class users, which resemble the garments of the Shengxia Empire and the Sakura Kingdom. Boss, we actually found it. Elemental Secret Realm. After searching for so many days, we finally found it. Strange. Shouldn't the Elemental Secret Realm have spawn elemental sprites? Why aren't there any? Several members of the party showed a shade of confusion. The Elemental Secret Realm's entrance doesn't match with the information they have. Park Young-chong looked at the Elemental Secret Realm's entrance and said, someone must have already entered it. What are we waiting for? Let's go in, or it'll be too late. Someone unexpectedly took the lead. They showed a hue of worry on their faces. Park Young-chong, however, wasn't anxious, no need to rush. It hasn't been long since they entered. I can feel the residual aura of the elements. If the other party opens a path for us, it'll save us some effort. As long as we arrive before they kill the Secret Realm's boss, then we're fine. Isn't there a saying in the Shengxia Empire, the mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the oriole behind? We will be the oriole. Park Young-chang's confident appearance evoked laughter in his team members. Boss is right, we shouldn't be in a hurry. As long as we kill the boss in the end, that's enough. If we step in when they're fighting for their lives, we'll be able to take care of them along with the boss. That's a great idea. The 5 people entered the secret realm, chatting and smiling, relaxed expressions on their faces. As soon as they entered the secret realm, they saw the huge ice palace. The party's mage cast a skill. A ringing sound rose, and sound waves scattered into the ice palace. After a while, the mage's eyes lit up, saying, I've found the way. Follow me. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi advanced forward in the world of the wind element. The wind element is extremely active and fickle. At times it's like a faint breeze, gently caressing the cheeks, comfortable and pleasant. At other times it's like blades, triggering the bone armor. Ning Yi suddenly grabbed Lin Moyu and pointed into the air, so many. There are faint blue clouds floating in the air. Upon closer inspection, they are no clouds, but wind elemental sprites. They huddled together and overlapped with each other, looking like clouds. When Ning Yi discovered them, they also discovered her. The clouds exploded, and a great amount of wind elemental sprites surrounded the two. The wind elemental sprites revolved around the two, quickly turning into a tornado. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi are in the tornado's eye. Wind balls flew out of the tornado and rained down on the two, treating them like targets. The bone armor shimmered and blocked all attacks. Lin Moyu pointed his finger and released the water and fire skeletal mages, and the skeletal mages began to bombard the wind elemental sprites. At the same time, Lin Moyu pressed his palm down, and a huge red net dropped from the sky. Skill. Slowing curse. The tornado dissipated. A blood-red chain pattern appeared on the heads of the wind elemental sprites. As their speed was reduced by 39 times, even the extremely fast wind elemental sprites became slow at this time. The skeletal warriors jumped up and attacked the wind elemental sprites in the air. The 46 water and fire skeletal mages continuously released their magic skill respectively. In the blink of an eye, the more than 100 wind elemental sprites were eradicated. Boom! A thunderclap rocked the world of the wind element. The clouds in the air exploded one after another, transforming into wind elemental sprites. The wind elemental sprites didn't pay attention to Lin Moyu and Ning Yi, but instead gathered in one direction. Lin Moyu creased his eyebrows and said, "Something isn't right." Ning Yi asked strangely, "What do you mean?" Lin Moyu looked ahead and saw a huge black object floating in midair, massive amounts of elemental sprites drilling into it. Boom! Thunder exploded again. Lightning slashed through the sky. Lightning flashed and thunder roared. "This is..." Ning Yi's eyes filled with shock. Lin Moyu said, "That's a storm." The wind element and lightning element combined and formed a storm. This storm had no rain. It only had strong wind and lightning. Detection flew out. Wind lightning elementite, secret realm leader. Level 38. Strength 0. Agility 5000. Spirit 25,000. Physique 20,000. Skills: lightning, gale, storming bombardment. Characteristics: halved physical damage, wind elemental immunity, lightning elemental immunity. The wind lightning elementite, formed by combining the wind element and the lightning element, swept toward Lin Moyu. 0 points in the strength attribute means that it has not physical attack ability. 5,000 points in the agility attribute means that it isn't very fast. While 25,000 points in the spirit attribute means that it can unleash impressive elemental attacks. The wind lightning elementite, its frame extremely large, has a diameter of more than 200 meters, giving off a huge sense of pressure. A storm howled. Despite being more than 1,000 kilometers away, the overwhelming wind pressure surged. The wind pressure swept out like blades. The bone armor emitted white light, ensuring that Lin Moyu wasn't affected. Boom! Lightning crossed the distance of 1,000 kilometers and landed on Lin Moyu, forming beautiful electric arcs on the bone armor's surface. The skeletal warriors responded and rushed toward the wind lightning elementite at a speed of hundreds of meters per second. Lin Moyu pressed his palm down, and red light dropped. Along with droning noise, a huge chain pattern appeared on the wind lightning elementite. It wasn't very fast to begin with, but now it has become as slow as a snail. It moved slowly through the air. Chapter 148. The Heart to Deal with Elemental Queen. Boom! Amidst deafening noise, thousands of lightning bolts fell. Densely packed lightning struck, sparing no skeletal warrior, hitting them all. Although slowing curse can slow down the wind lightning elementite's movement speed, but its impact on the lightning is not as significant. The speed of the lightning is too fast. Even though it's slowed by 39 times, it's still incredibly fast and can't be dodged. A large amount of lightning fell on the skeletal warriors and caused them damage. Skill: lightning. It's a seemingly unassuming skill, but it possesses astonishing destructive power. At this time, the 46 skeletal mages reached their attack range. Skill: flame burst. Skill: frozen tempest. Fire and water type spells battered the wind lightning elementite repeatedly. Conversely, a large amount of lightning bolts rained down on the skeletal mages. The skeletal warriors, bearing the lightning, leapt high into the air, unleashed their skill, and slashed at the elementite. Huge gashes appeared on the elementite, and it trembled. After the elementite was injured, it quivered and repaired itself, and the lightning it unleashed became more frenzied. The lightning relentlessly bombarded the skeletal warriors. The battle entered a frenzied state, lacking any finesse. A storm began to howl, creating a strong wind pressure that weighed heavily on the skeletal warriors. A tempest cluster rose and pulled open the distance. At this time, the skeletal warriors can no longer attack the opponent. The skeletal warriors' second shortcoming is that they lack the ability of flight. Lin Moyu's palm flickered with flames. After a long time, Soul Blaze once again saw the light of day. An inconspicuous flame drilled into the elementite. The elementite has a diameter of more than 200 meters, while Soul Blaze is only the size of a fingernail. Soul Blaze is minuscule in comparison to the elementite. But the inconspicuous Soul Blaze is incredibly powerful. The elementite shook violently. The entire tempest cluster trembled. The lightning and storm stopped at the same time. The tempest cluster twisted and deformed and even showed signs of collapse. Lin Moyu's eyes lit up. He had a realization. The wind lightning elementite in front of him is actually a mixture of wind element and lightning element. Two elements can't perfectly fuse together. There will always be flaws. Soul Blaze directly targets the spirit and tears open the flaws. Compared to any external attack, this type of attack that eats at the opponent from the inside is more effective. Ling Moyu cast Soul Blaze again and again. The elementite twisted and deformed like crazy, and the tempest cluster finally began to disperse. The lightning disappeared and the storm stopped. The skeletal warriors and skeletal mages took this opportunity to speed up their attacks. After only a dozen plus seconds, the tempest cluster disintegrated completely. Killed level 38 wind lightning elementite, EXP plus 1,520,000. Obtained wind elemental core x10. Obtained lightning elemental core x10. Peace resumed. The elements were no longer in a state of disorder. All skeletal mages regained their ability to cast their skill. Lin Moyu collected all skeletons. In this battle, the skeletons suffered some damage. Ning Yi jumped up happily and said, "It's finally over." She could see that Lin Moyu didn't have an easy time in the battle just now. After all, the skeletal warriors are only level 26, while the opponent was a level 38 leader. After they were bombarded by various skills, the skeletal warriors showed obvious injuries. But in the end, Lin Moyu still was able to settle the situation. Lin Moyu pulled her by the hand and said, "Let's go, it's time we take a look at the boss." The Secret Realm's boss Elemental Queen. After crossing the world of the wind element, the two entered a world of the lightning element. The world of the lightning element is surprisingly small, its radius only about 100 meters. In here, dark clouds roiled in the air and lightning struck. Even though the lightning elemental leader is no longer present, but the lightning element is still ravaging this world. Lin Moyu is aware that the lightning elemental leader he killed will respawn in due time. The same is true for the other elemental leaders and the elemental queen, the Secret Realm's boss. Over the years, the Secret Realm has appeared countless times, and the elemental queen has been killed countless times. But every time the Secret Realm reappears, the elemental queen will respawn. As long as the elemental plane exists, the elemental queen won't be really killed. Wearing the bone armor, Lin Moyu and Ning Yi walked hand in hand through the world of the lightning element. Lightning landed on them, raising ripples on the bone armor, yet causing them no harm. On the contrary, Ning Yi was able to see a rare and beautiful sight. Her beautiful eyes shone like stars, and her affection for Lin Moyu deepened. After passing through the world of the lightning element, a long passage appeared in front of the two. They saw a transparent palace at the end of the passage. The elemental queen is sitting on the throne in the palace. Around the elemental queen, the four types of elemental particles revolve as if halos, painting an extremely beautiful picture. "So beautiful," Ning Yi exclaimed. "The halos formed from elemental particles are indeed very beautiful. Unfortunately it's a monster, while they are class users." The skeletal warriors rushed over, with the skeletal mages following closely behind. The elemental queen let out a loud cry that echoed throughout the secret realm. The elemental halos around it vibrated violently. The cry surged in huge waves, as if it has substance. Battered by the sound waves, the skeletal warriors paused for half a second, and then continued to charge forward. Lin Moyu felt a chill rise in his heart. This was merely a most ordinary action of the elemental queen, not even an attack, yet it already caused the skeletal warriors to pause for half a second. Lin Moyu feels that this battle may be quite difficult. At this moment, Ning Yi was a bit nervous, holding his hand tightly, sweating. Elemental Queen, Secret Realm Boss. Level, 39. Strength, 20,000. Agility, 5,000. Spirit, 20,000. Physique, 20,000. Skills, Elemental Bombardment, Elemental Starburst. Characteristics, halved physical damage, halved elemental damage. Lin Moyu looked at the Elemental Queen's attributes. This monster has the highest attributes he has ever seen in a monster. The attributes of the level 39 Elemental Queen, except for speed, have reached 20,000 points, which is only slightly lower than those of the skeletal warriors. In addition, there's still the halved physical damage and halved elemental damage characteristics. Combined with the boss's extremely high health, this battle won't be easy at all. In any case, now that they have reached this point, there's no return. The skeletal warriors reached the Elemental Queen's side. But before they could wield their large blades, the Elemental Queen launched an attack first. Skill: Elemental Starburst. The halos composed of the 4 elements lit up simultaneously, and then exploded with a loud rumble. The dozen-plus skeletal warriors at the very front were blown away. Many cracks appeared on their bones, looking like they will break apart in the next moment. Lin Moyu's countenance changed slightly. After just a moment, the skeletal warriors had already been seriously wounded. He retrieved the injured skeletal warriors into the summon space. Skill: Slowing Curse. A buzzing sound rose, and the curse activated. The Elemental Queen was immediately cursed, and her speed slowed down significantly. At the same time as the curse activated, the skeletal warriors approached the Elemental Queen and slashed with their large blades. Skill: Berserk Strike. The skeletal warriors' attributes have reached 21,000 points, and their skill provides a further boost of 200%. Their attack unleashed tremendous force. The injured Elemental Queen screamed. Skill: Elemental Bombardment. The Elemental Queen lifted its 2 hands, and streams of elemental particles erupted and clashed into the skeletal warriors. A dozen-plus skeletal warriors were immediately knocked away, and cracks appearing on their bones. What powerful skill! This all took place in the time it takes a spark to fly off of a piece of flint. Shortly after Lin Moyu finished casting the curse, the Elemental Queen unleashed her attack. Lin Moyu retrieved the injured skeletal warriors, and then fire rose from his palm. Skill: Soul Blaze. The Elemental Queen screamed again. Soul Blaze caused her intense pain. The attack of the skeletal mages have also arrived, submerging the Elemental Queen. As the Elemental Queen screamed, another pair of arms grew from its back. A halo appeared on its 4 arms respectively. Wind, fire, water, lightning, the 4 elements correspond to its 4 arms respectively. Skill: Elemental Starburst. Chapter 149, Thank You for the Corpses. The fire halo exploded, flames soared and flung several skeletal warriors away, and cracks appeared on their bones. The Elemental Queen activated its skill again. The wind halo exploded. Violent wind surged like blades and flung several other skeletal warriors away. The halos explode one after another. Skeletal warriors were continuously blown away by the Elemental Queen's skills. Slowing Curse seems to have lost its effectiveness. The Elemental Queen herself didn't move much. It just moved its fingers and lifted its hands. It continuously unleashed skills, blowing the skeletal warriors away one after another. From the start of the battle, only 5 seconds have passed. By this time, more than 30 skeletal warriors have been seriously wounded. Lin Moyu retrieved them back into the summon space. It's quite the challenge. He wondered why Bai Yiyuan gave him such a mission. Bai Yiyuan expects too much of him. However, no matter how hard the challenge is, he is still going to tackle it. Lin Moyu's palm lit up green, and Soul Blaze broke out time and time again. Soul Blaze, in tandem with the skeletal warriors and skeletal mages, dealt the Elemental Queen a certain amount of damage. Lin Moyu didn't know, but there's actually a way to deal with the Elemental Queen. Over the years, class users have developed a set of methods to deal with the Elemental Queen. In order to find out about this, you just need to inquire in the 3rd fortress. Lin Moyu has long been accustomed to tackling things head-on, and so he didn't even consider this possibility. Lin Moyu can be said to be the first person in history to face the Elemental Queen head-on. Park Young-chong and his party finally passed through the last world of the lightning element, their hair electrocuted, a faint burnt smell coming from them. The healer seized this time to perform treatment. Upon exiting the world of the lightning element, they saw the Elemental Queen fighting in the distance. Boss, they're already fighting. We need to stop them. Why stop them? We can just kill them together with the Elemental Queen. Mage, go ahead. The mage answered the command and quickly began to chant an incantation. As he silently chanted the incantation, stars were outlined under his feet, and energy surged wildly. Ning Yi sensed the changes in energy. She turned around and saw Park Young-chong and company hundreds of meters away. Damn it! Her complexion changed, and she immediately ran toward Lin Moyu and shouted, "Be careful, someone is launching a surprise attack." Her words have just fallen, when a great tract of magic starlight appeared overhead, and numerous flaming meteorites fell down. Skill: Meteorite Annihilation. The flaming meteorites struck the ground with tremendous momentum and caused a series of violent explosions. The mage in Park Young-chang's party just completed his second awakening and became a flaming mage specializing in fire-type magic spells. At the same time, he mastered his first large-scale skill. Meteorite Annihilation. This skill possesses great power and can kill class users under level 30 in an instant. Even class users of the same level will suffer serious injuries if not careful. Now he is using this skill to launch a surprise attack. Lin Moyu's bone armor flashed repeatedly, blocking one explosion after another. A flaming meteorite hit him directly, yet was also blocked by the bone armor. Numerous skeletal warriors were hit by the meteorites and were injured. After reaching level 40 and completing the second awakening, class users' attack power will undergo tremendous changes. Level 39 and level 40 are in completely different leagues. From a crack between explosions, Lin Moyu saw Park Young-chang and company, and a smile suddenly appeared at the corners of his mouth. Just in time, Lin Moyu willed and released the skeletal warriors he previously retried due to injuries. The skeletal warriors charged toward Park Young-chang's group. At the same time, all the skeletal mages followed behind and locked on Park Young-chang and his companions. Seeing the oncoming skeletal warriors, Park Young-chang let out a strange cry. "Oh shit, what is that? Shit, is there some kind of mistake? Why are there so many undead monsters here? Does the Elemental Queen have subordinates? I haven't heard of this." Park Young-chang's companions exclaimed in a strange voice. Without dallying, they quickly made preparations for battle. The prophet already started applying status buffs, while the mage held up his stave. The archer pulled the bowstring to the brim, knocked arrow glimmering, skill ready to be released. Suddenly, red light flashed, and a red chain pattern appeared on each person's head. Wah, tease, go, ing, on. Park Young-chang suddenly slowed. I, tease, a, kur, say. The healer reacted and began to cast a skill to lift the curse. At this point, the attacks of the skeletal mages arrived, their target the healer. After fighting Rutger, Lin Moyu learned that his curse can be lifted. With this experience under his belt, there's no way Lin Moyu would give the other party a chance to dispel the curse. The skeletal mages' skills almost exclusively focused on the healer. The healer's skill was interrupted. Dozens of magic attacks almost simultaneously fell on him. With just one volley, the healer was pushed to the brink of death. Park Young-chang, due to the curse, failed to protect the party's healer. Faced with the skeletal warriors rushing their way, Park Young-chang took out a bottle and drank its contents. The red chain pattern on top of his head disappeared, the curse lifted. Skill: Group Taunt. Skill: Group Chains. 2 consecutive skills erupted. The skeletons at the very front chose him as their target. Subsequently, dozens of invisible energy chains flew out and pulled the rest of the skeletal warriors over. Park Young-chang raised his shield and faced the skeletal warriors head-on. At the same time, he shouted sternly, "Drink the potion to dispel the curse." Following his prompt, his teammates drank the potion. At the same time, they administered the potion to the healer. At the moment when the curse was lifted, the healer cast heal on himself, and his condition quickly improved. Another volley of magic attacks arrived. Park Young-chang shouted again, "Group Protection." He activated his skill, and an energy shield appeared on the party and blocked the skeletal mages' attacks. Ning Yi said, "Knight's Group Protection and Group Chains, Mage's Meteorite Annihilation, they must have reached level 40 and completed the second awakening." Lin Moyu nodded and cast the curse again, but then discovered that it had no effect. The potion they drank made them immune to curses for a certain period of time. Park Young-chang faced the 30-plus skeletal warriors. Surprisingly, he wasn't pushed back. The healer continuously used his healing skills on him. Lin Moyu realized the reason he was able to easily kill Rutger before, partly was because the opponent's level was not much higher than his own, and partly was because the storage space was sealed in the Hell Rank Outpost dungeon, making the items in the storage space inaccessible. The level 40 class users were strong to begin with, and they still can use items. Furthermore, their equipment is different. They're not easy to deal with. But so what? They're still going to be killed all the same. If it weren't for bone armor, the surprise attack just now would probably have wounded or even killed Lin Moyu. Since he has identified an enemy, Lin Moyu will show no mercy. The skeletal mages, firepower suppressed the opponent. Park Young-chong gritted his teeth and said, "How are they so strong?" "Captain, what do we do?" the mage asked urgently. When his attacks land on the skeletal warriors, they can cause considerable damage. However, when it comes to killing the skeletal warriors, it's not that easy. The archer showed a worried expression on his face. Under the bombardment of the massive number of magic attacks, they were subjected to immense pressure. At this time, Park Young-chong felt regretful. He shouldn't have offended the other party. He didn't expect the other party to be so strong. Despite being busy dealing with the Elemental Queen, the other party still has strength to spare to deal with them. Withdrawal. It seems we can only withdraw. Just as he decided to withdraw, he saw Lin Moyu walk over, a beautiful girl by his side. Lin Moyu raised his hand toward them, and his palm flickering with green flames. Ah! A cry of agony sounded. The healer, who was abruptly attacked, grabbed his head and screamed. His healing skills were interrupted. The pressure on Park Young-chong suddenly increased. The skeletal warrior's attacks landed on his shield and released clanging sounds. Tremendous force pierced through the shield and slammed into him, bringing him close to belching blood. The healer cast a healing skill on himself with difficulty, but then Lin Moyu's next attack arrived. Another cry of agony rose. The healer crouched on the ground, his head in his arms. The mage and archer immediately launched an attack against Lin Moyu. The bone armor on Lin Moyu blocked their attacks. Soul Blaze continued to burn. After 5 consecutive attacks, the healer finally collapsed on the ground. Without the healer's support, Park Young-chong can't persist for much longer. "Let's run." His words have just fallen, when a loud explosion sounded. Park Young-chong let out a miserable scream. He was severely injured, his body covered with blood. He turned and looked behind him and saw that his teammates are dead, and a chill welled up in his heart. At this time, the skeletal warrior's large blades fell. Without a second thought, extreme defense. He activated the knight's signature skill. Park Young-chong took out a bottle and donned its contents, then turned and ran away. Enveloped by extreme defense's radiance, he rushed into the world of the lightning element and fled into the distance. Lin Moyu didn't pursue him. It is foolish to pursue a knight who was dead set on escaping. Skeletal warriors, carrying the corpses of the prophet, archer, and mage, ran toward the elemental queen. Chapter 150, Third Battlefield, Distress Signal. A corpse was tossed toward the elemental queen. Skill, corpse explosion. The corpse detonated in midair. In the midst of the explosion, the elemental queen unleashed miserable cries. At this point, the battle reached a climax. More than half of the skeletal warriors were injured. The elemental queen also suffered significant damage. Both sides staked their lives on the line. All of a sudden, Lin Moyu unleashed corpse explosion, catching the elemental queen off guard. Subsequently, another 2 corpses flew over, and 2 explosions sounded in a row. The elemental queen was further wounded, 3 of its 4 arms blown off. Of the 4 elemental halos, only the wind element remained. It's a shame that the knight ran away. Otherwise, with the detonation of the knight's corpse added into the mix, it should be enough to push the elemental queen to the brink of death. The knight's health is the highest. As such, the power unleashed by the detonation of his corpse would have been greater than that of the other 3. At that time, it would be much easier to claim the elemental queen's life. Lin Moyu released all the skeletal warriors and added all the skeletal mages. He also cast Soul Blaze. After the final round of attack, the elemental queen collapsed to the ground. Killed elemental queen, EXP plus 2,340,000. Obtained elemental crystal X5. Elemental crystal can be used to craft top platinum rank equipment, or enchant platinum rank equipment, is one of the materials necessary to upgrade cooldown charms. To obtain 5 elemental crystals at one time, that's quite lucky. After all, 3 to 4 crystals are dropped in general. 5 crystals is quite rare. The mission by Yiyuan gave him only requires 1 crystal. As of the other 4 crystals, Lin Moyu can keep them for himself and use them to upgrade his cooldown charm. After the elemental queen died, the secret realm quickly disappeared. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi once again set foot on the elemental plane. Ning Yi breathed a sigh of relief, it's finally settled. Lin Moyu nodded and put away the skeletons. After this battle, most of the skeletons were heavily injured and need to recuperate in the summon space. Ah! Ning Yi suddenly let out a cry of surprise. What's wrong? Lin Moyu turned and looked around, wondering what happened. Ning Yi said, we forgot to take those people's equipment. Now that the secret realm has disappeared, that equipment is gone. Lin Moyu was surprised, saying, you're not lacking in money. Ning Yi said, I'm not, but you are. You need to buy a lot of skill scrolls, which requires a lot of money. But it's okay, when the time comes, I'll buy them for you. My grandpa has money, I can ask him for it. If Ning Taran heard this, he would probably vomit blood. His precious granddaughter has yet to marry, yet she's already siding with an outsider rather than her own. Lin Moyu smiled slightly and couldn't help but stroke Ning Yi's head. I'm tired, let's take a break, let's eat something before we leave. Okay. Ning Yi's belly let out a matching cry. Lin Moyu started a bonfire. Shi Xing'an taught him how to start a fire and roast meat. The meat he roasted is beast meat he purchased from the trade office, and it is of good quality. Ning Yi ate the meat roasted by Lin Moyum and her eyes narrowed into crescent moons. Why don't you roast meat for me in the future? Lin Moyu chuckled softly, all right. Ning Yi's smile became even wider. She lazily leaned against Lin Moyu and looked up at the starry sky. On the elemental plane, there is no mist, so you can see the star-filled sky. Compared to the brightly lit cities, the starry sky here is clear and very beautiful. At the edge of the elemental plane, the scenery changed abruptly. The earth turned dark, and black gas emerged from the ground and dispersed into the air. The air is filled with a rotten odor. The abyss's power spread here, strands of it desiring to invade the elemental plane. At the same time, strange-looking abyssal demonic creatures wander here, looking at the elemental plane with hostility, unable to enter. They seem to be afraid of the elemental plane. Lin Moyu looked at the abyssal demonic creatures and recalled the information he read in the library. Abyssal demonic creatures are divided into two types. The first type encompasses the Demon King and demons Lin Moyu met before. They possess intelligence and have the capacity of reasoning, just like humans. The other type encompasses the demonic creatures in front of him. They are no different from wild monsters that can be seen everywhere in the human world. They possess little to no intelligence. This type is known as demonic creature. In this land near the abyss, there are both demonic creatures and demons. Whether it's demons or demonic creatures, killing them will earn you military merit. However, demons provide more military merit than demonic creatures. The abyssal hounds Lin Moyu killed before are a kind of demonic creature. Killing a level 31 abyssal hound will earn you only 1 military merit, and the same is true for the level 35 abyssal demonic creatures in front of him. But, if it's a level 36 abyssal demon, killing it will earn you 100 military merit. There is a stark difference. The mission Bai Yiyuan gave him entails killing abyssal demons, not just demonic creatures. Stepping out of the elemental plane, they once again entered the dimensional battlefield proper. Because it is close to the third fortress, this place is called the third battlefield. The area Lin Moyu previously visited outside the first fortress is called the first battlefield. The mist returned. Compared to the area outside the first fortress, the mist here is denser. The mist is classified as the abyss's power, and the closer you are to the abyss, the denser the mist becomes. Ning Yi took off her elemental mask and took 2 breaths. The abyss's smell is unpleasant. The smell here contains a rotten odor. She doesn't like it at all. Lin Moyu doesn't like it either. But since it can't be avoided, he can only adapt to it. Sooner or later, he will face the abyss, or even barge into the abyss. This is his responsibility as a human class user. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi's arrival caught the attention of the nearby demonic creatures. Several demonic creatures immediately rushed toward the two. Skeletal warriors appeared out of nowhere and welcomed them. Abyssal Maneater, level 35, Strength 6,000, Agility 5,000, Spirit 3,000, Physique 6,000. Skills, Snarl. Abyssal Maneaters are a very common type of demonic creature in the abyss. The attributes of abyssal maneaters are only slightly higher than those of abyssal hounds, and far lower than those of level 36 abyssal dog demons. They are the lowest rung of demonic creatures. This kind of low-level demonic creature is said to be endless in the abyss. The skeletal warriors, with crushing power, cut them down in 2 or 3 strikes. Killed level 35 abyssal maneater, XP 175,000, military merit +1. Obtained abyssal maneater's claw. Unsurprisingly, they provide 1 military merit. And it's 1 military merit per 2 man-eaters. After all, half of the military merit goes to Ning Yi. Ning Yi raised her head, revealing her fair and slender neck, and said jokingly, with a burden like me around, you not only have to share express but also military merit. You aren't regretting it, are you? Lin Moyu just stroked her head and didn't say anything. There's no need for words. In here, there are abyssal man-eaters everywhere. Lin Moyu saw many other class users fighting the monsters here as well. Although each monster only provides 1 military merit, but many a little makes a mickle. At least it's relatively safe. So long as you don't go too deep, there should be no danger. In here, the most dangerous thing you can come across are abyssal demons. Abyssal demons have the ability to command demonic creatures. They can order the surrounding demonic creatures to gather and besiege the human class users. Most human class users choose to be close to the elemental plane. Once there's danger, they can escape into the elemental plane. Abyssal demons and demonic creatures won't enter the elemental plane, as if there were something terrifying inside. Only if you're full of confidence, or if you're in a party, only then would you venture deep into the 3rd battlefield. There are even people who specialize in hunting demons to earn military merit. This type of people are known as demon hunters. Lin Moyu summoned 5 skeletal warriors to open the path ahead. They didn't encounter many monsters along the way. And those they encountered, they killed them in 2 or 3 strikes. At the moment, 5 skeletal warriors are more than enough. Lin Moyu headed toward the deepest part of the 3rd battlefield, the place where the mist is densest and closest to the abyss. If demons are to appear, it should be there. The 3rd battlefield is very large. The two walked for a while before they finally reached the 3rd battlefield's central area. As soon as they crossed the threshold of the central area, the number of abyssal demonic creatures increased noticeably. At this point, Lin Moyu summoned 5 more skeletal warriors. At the same time, the number of human class users decreased greatly. Unless it's a party or a demon hunter with great confidence in themselves, no one will come here. Ning Yi said in a quiet voice, I wonder when will we be able to meet abyssal demos. Those guys are hiding deeper than mice. Lin Moyu looked ahead and said calmly, should be soon. Killing demonic creatures to gain military merit is too slow. After half a day, their military merit only increased by 50+ points. That is to say, they killed a total of 100+ abyssal demonic creatures. Lin Moyu's eyes became increasingly more serious, feeling that there's something wrong. There are violent fluctuations of energy ahead. Suddenly, a beam exploded in the air. A distress signal. There's a situation in front. Chapter 151. Your screams will be the best seasoning. The distress signal exploded in the air like a bright moon, illuminating the 3rd battlefield with bright light. The thick mist can't cover it up. Even from dozens of kilometers away, it's still clearly visible. It's not that far. Let's go. Upon seeing the distress signal, Lin Moyu and Ning Yi rushed over at once. The infighting within the human race is fierce. But that's an internal matter. Once they see a distress signal on the dimensional battlefield, nearby class users will rush over. This is a rule that all class users follow. With mankind standing shoulder to shoulder against the abyss's threat, they were able to survive to this day. The distress signal is not far from Lin Moyu and Ning Yi, only a few minutes traveling distance away. Moyu, something isn't right. There are no demonic creatures here. Ning Yi realized that something was wrong. Since entering the central area, the number of demonic creatures started to increase sharply. Yet at this moment, despite hurrying forward, they haven't seen a single abyssal demonic creature. All of a sudden, intense laughter came from the mist. That's a demon's voice. It seems that the man-eaters have been summoned by the demon. Ning Yi quickly came to a conclusion. Abyssal demons possess the ability to command demonic creatures. For the class users to send a distress signal, they must be besieged by demonic creatures. The two quickened their pace once again. Noise coming from man-eaters rose. After breaking through the thick mist, they finally arrived at their destination. Hundreds of man-eaters surrounded a party of 9, 2 tanks, 3 supports, 4 damage dealers, and attacked them. This kind of party composition is not very common. The 4 damage dealers are summoner, mage, archer, and warrior respectively. At this time, the warrior played the role of a tank, blocking the attack of the man-eaters. The level of this team is not low, although they haven't reached level 40 yet, but they're around level 37 or level 38. With their party's level, it shouldn't be difficult to break out of the encirclement. The key point lies with the demon. An abyssal demon is in the air, occasionally launching attacks, putting immense pressure on the tanks. Every time the tanks try to break through, it will stop them. The abyssal demon has a wolf face. It looks a bit similar to a dog demon, but its aura is completely different. It has no wings, but it is riding a huge green wolf with sharp fangs and wings on the back. Lin Moyu read about this demon in the library, and it is called abyssal wolf demon. Wolf demons are a common species in the abyss. Wolf demons are born in pairs with green wolves, the latter serving as mounts. The relationship between abyssal wolf demons and their green wolves is more like that of biological siblings. The two have great teamwork, and their combat power is far greater than that of abyssal dog demons. The abyssal wolf demon prevented the tanks from breaking through again and again, its laughter reverberating in the air. It looks like it is playing with the opponent. If it really wanted to kill them, the human party wouldn't be able to hold on until now. At this time, detection flew out. Abyssal wolf demon, ordinary demon. Level, 38. Strength, 12,000. Agility, 10,000. Spirit, 3,000. Physique, 9,000. Skills, snarl, strike, bite. It is indeed slightly stronger than an abyssal dog demon. But in Lin Moyu's eyes, it is still far from being up to par. The only annoying thing about it is that it can fly, and its speed isn't slow. If it wants to escape, it will be difficult to catch it. We need to force it to go down. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi exchanged a meaningful look. The abyssal wolf demon perceived the detection and turned to look at Lin Moyu. It emitted grating laughter, a cold sheen on its fangs. KK, someone has come at last. Oh, a level 26 guy and a level 25 girl. The girl, delicate skin and tender flesh, looks quite delicious. It deliberately played with the class users and didn't kill them, so they would send a distress signal. It waited for other people to come in order to kill more humans. When they heard the demon's voice, the hearts of the surrounded class users dropped. What are level 25 and level 26 people doing here? Have they come to die? The abyssal wolf demon stared at Ning Yi and licked its fangs, drooling, "I'll eat you first." With that, and it shot toward Ning Yi. Its eyes surged with a bloodthirsty gleam, excited to taste delicious food. Ning Yi let out a cry and hid behind Lin Moyu. It's useless to hide, your fate has already been sealed. I'll savor you one bite at a time, first the hands and arms, then the feet and thighs. I won't let you die before I have finished eating. Your screams will be the best seasoning. The abyssal wolf demon laughed heartily. In its eyes, Ning Yi was already a dish on a plate. It failed to notice that there was no fear in Ning Yi's eyes, only a triumphant smile. Kid, go to hell. Don't interfere with my meal. The abyssal wolf demon arrived in front of Lin Moyu and swung its claws. Its claws, shimmering with cold light, are no different from weapons. Bang! Bone armor emerged and blocked its attack. What's going on? It couldn't react momentarily. Along with a droning sound, a red chain pattern appeared on its head. What is this? The abyssal wolf demon looked up, its movements having become many times slower. The green wolf underneath it has also become much slower. Just as it raised its head, skeletal warriors had already surrounded it. The skeletons grabbed the green wolf's legs, and the large blade in their other hand burst out with brilliant red light and slashed toward the green wolf's wings. More skeletal warriors jumped onto its body. Dragged-out screams rose and spread in a strange tone toward the surroundings. Slowing curse has an extensive scope, affecting even the abyssal man-eaters surrounding the class users. They have become as slow as turtles. What happened? Why did they suddenly become like this? This is the power of a curse. It's our chance. Let's break through. Under the curse's effect, the man-eaters' attacks slowed significantly, greatly reducing their threat to the class users. Upon seeing this situation, the tanks immediately led the party to break through. With two knights leading the way and a berserker covering their rear, the party quickly broke free from the man-eaters' encirclement. Before they could leave the man-eaters' range, they suddenly heard a pitiful cry. The cry came from the abyssal wolf demon. The abyssal wolf demon and the green wolf below it were cut down. The abyssal wolf demon died before it could understand what happened. Why is the level 26 small fry so powerful? Why couldn't it fight back? Lin Moyu didn't attack it right away, but waited for it to come to him. Thanks to the curse, combined with the skeletal warrior's explosive skill and the element of surprise, Lin Moyu made short work of the opponent. Killed level 38 abyssal wolf demon, EXP plus 380,000, military merit plus 50. Obtained Demon Blood Essence. Demon Blood Essence contains Abyss's power. Alchemists and blacksmiths can use the power contained within to manufacture equipment. After the party broke out of the encirclement, they saw the corpse of the abyssal wolf demon. It's actually dead. How did he do it? Isn't he only level 26? Just like that, a demon was killed just like that. Under their shocked eyes, Lin Moyu told them in a quiet voice, retreat 100 meters. I'm going to clear the scene. The people were taken aback and didn't react momentarily. Clear the scene? Clear what scene? Why do they have to retreat 100 meters? Ning Yi poked her head out. Go quickly, or you'll be caught in the aftermath. Although they were unable to believe the words of the two, but it was a fact that the abyssal wolf demon was killed. Better to be safe than sorry. They exchanged a look, then decided to retreat. At this point, the man-eaters had already caught up. Several skeletons welcomed the man-eaters, killing them in 2 or 3 strikes. What powerful combat power! Although the man-eaters aren't strong, but it's not to the point that they can be killed in 2 or 3 strikes. Then, a blare sounded. The people were startled. Shock waves swept over and blew past like violent wind. At this time, an empty area appeared in front of Lin Moyu. Dozens of man-eaters are scattered on the ground, dead. The people were struck dumb. If they were the target instead, the outcome would have been devastating. Subsequently, 2 consecutive explosions rose. A large tract of man-eaters died again. Someone swallowed with difficulty and said, "Where did such an amazing guy come from? A level 26, with such ease. His summons are also very strong. Is there really such an awesome class?" Chapter 152. When you gaze at the abyss also gazes at you. Lin Moyu cleared hundreds of abyssal man-eaters in no time. Including the abyssal wolf demon, he and Ning Yi each earned several hundred military merit. A few hundred military merit are a drop in the bucket to Lin Moyu. In the lieutenant military rank, every star requires a full 10,000 military merit. Ning Yi is a private, and 100 military merit is enough for her to be promoted by 1 star. Ning Yi's military badge glimmered, and bright stars appeared on its surface one by one. 6-star private. In just half a day, Ning Yi was promoted from a 2-star private to a 6-star private. This speed is shocking and enviable. If things go on like this, it won't be difficult to be promoted to lieutenant. Brother, thank you. The rescued people walked over, and the knight in the lead thanked Lin Moyu. Although Lin Moyu is only level 26, but level doesn't necessarily represent strength. Lin Moyu has already proven this point. The strong are respected. Might is right. He was full of respect for Lin Moyu. In response to a distress signal, anyone would come. You don't need to thank me, Lin Moyu said in a calm, detached tone of voice. When they heard these words, these people didn't find anything wrong with them. The strong should have the corresponding bearing. People with strong abilities may have eccentric temperaments. Ning Yi poked her head out and asked, "Are you a demon hunting party?" The several people nodded, saying, "Indeed, we are a demon hunting party." Shouldn't demon hunting parties be strong? As someone who specializes in hunting demons, how come you were almost killed by a demon? According to Ning Yi's understanding, a demon hunting party should be quite strong, with every member possessing extraordinary combat power. It shouldn't be a problem to challenge an opponent beyond their level. Yet a mere level 38 abyssal wolf demon, coupled with a few hundred man-eaters, almost wiped out their entire party. The several people revealed slightly strange expressions, as if embarrassed. The leading knight sighed and said, "Our party actually has 12 people. In addition to the 9 of us, there is also a great knight, a great elder, and a great mage. But those 3 people temporarily left the party. And at this time, they coincidentally ran into the abyssal wolf demon. Great knight, great mage, great elder, these 3 are ordinary classes, not even superior classes. Their combat power isn't particularly strong among classes of the same level." The word great in front of the classes indicates that these 3 individuals have exceeded level 40 and completed the second awakening, and are classified as high-level class users. After completing the second awakening, even ordinary classes can master several powerful skills. Take the great mage as an example. So long as they are given enough time, they can cast a few large-scale skills like meteorite annihilation. The hundreds of man-eaters would be quickly cleared. As for the Grand Knight, after the second awakening, they will have group protection skills. Even if they are trapped in a tight encirclement, things won't be that bad. Lastly, the Great Elder, after the second awakening, they will possess group healing skills. These 3 talents were the core figures of the demon hunting party. Lin Moyu wasn't interested in listening to their party's affair. We're going. Be careful. With that, Lin Moyu and Ning Yi disappeared into the thick mist. The clicking sounds coming from the skeletal warriors were gradually covered by the thick mist until they completely disappeared. After a moment, the mist churned, and someone rushed over. 3 people rushed over. Among the 3 people, the knight even used a skill and instantly crossed a distance of several hundred meters. Are you okay? Why did you send a distress signal? What happened? He has an anxious look on his face. When he saw the corpses on the ground, his countenance changed greatly. They are the Great Knight, Great Elder, and Great Mage who left the party. Obviously, their relationship is pretty good, or else they wouldn't have rushed back. As for why they left the party, only they themselves know. Ning Yi, holding Lin Moyu's hand, asked, "Aren't you curious at all?" Lin Moyu shook his head, "I'm not." He has no interest in other people's business. Ning Yi uttered, a gossipy fire lit in her eyes, "I really want to know why their demon hunting party split up. In general, members of demon hunting parties are sworn brothers and sisters. There must be a reason for the sudden separation, either conflict or benefit." Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile. This girl has a rich imagination and a lively and lovely disposition. She lacks the calmness and composure that assassin-type class users should have. Lin Moyu has the impression that assassin-type class users should be like Zuo Mei, not like Ning Yi. He looked at the girl next to him and unconsciously stroked her head. She's very cute. As they proceeded toward the depths of the 3rd battlefield, the mist grew denser. The abyss's power became even more prominent. The vivacious Ning Yi put aside what just happened and changed the topic. "I've heard the abyss is divided into many areas, with the 1st to 3rd dimensional battlefields corresponding only to the surface level of the abyss. Lin Moyu has also read about this in the library. The dimensional battlefield is very large, and all the countries of the human world have established fortresses here. The dimensional battlefield, on Shengxia's side, is guarded by the Eternal Great Wall and divided into 9 battlefields. Each battlefield has a corresponding fortress. The 1st to 3rd fortresses correspond to the abyss's entrance. Although it doesn't seem to be the case due to spatial folding and overlapping, but in fact, the distance is extremely vast. Powerhouses set up numerous obstacles, preventing powerful abyssal demons from entering the 1st to 3rd battlefields. From the 4th battlefield onwards, they overlap more closely with the abyss's space and have more abyssal demons. Abyssal demons above level 40 can be found everywhere here. Not unlike human class users, level 40 is a dividing line for abyssal demons. Abyssal demons above level 40 are very powerful and are known as high-level demons. Lin Moyu supplemented, "At the deepest part of the 3rd battlefield, there is an area that overlaps with the abyss's entrance, from where you can see the true abyss. There are more demonic creatures there and demons will frequently appear there, and there is also a dungeon there." Ning Yi's eyes lit up. More demons means more military merit. She didn't even consider the question of danger. With Lin Moyu present, she has a strong sense of security. What Lin Moyu said was what he learned in the library. As for the specifics, they will know once they go there. Perhaps it was because a large number of abyssal man-eaters was drawn to besiege the demon hunting party, but as Lin Moyu and Ning Yi proceeded forward, they didn't see many man-eaters. After traveling for a few more hours, the number of man-eaters began to increase. Conversely, in just 3 hours, Lin Moyu and Ning Yi met no less than 5 demon hunting parties. Each demon hunting party has varying numbers and classes. One demon hunting party had a particularly extreme combination. It was formed from 6 assassin class users. They usually act silently. Whenever they see monsters, they will use the stealth skill and launch attacks from behind. Assassins have extremely powerful skills. If 2 assassins unleash their skill at the same time, they can instantly kill a man-eater of the same level. When he saw them, Lin Moyu couldn't help but think about the Dragonkind assassins he met in the Hell Rank Outpost dungeon. With their extreme attributes and super explosive power, they could seriously wound skeletal warriors in an instant. Obviously, human assassin-type class users are no exception. They possess comparable explosive power. And besides, with more skills, they are more flexible and versatile. Lin Moyu felt that, if he encounters assassin-type class users in the class user competition, he must be careful. A black line appeared in their line of sight. The black line spread into the horizon, dividing the world into 2. The other side of the black line is the abyssal world. There seem to be no obstructions, yet you can't get in. The demonic creatures and demons in the abyss can't come out that easily either. There are invisible forces separating the two worlds. When you put a hand there, it will produce ripples as if on water. This is spatial folding, where two worlds collide and form a strange phenomenon. It's the abyss, it looks really scary. Ning Yi exclaimed in surprise. On the other side, there are pairs of blood-red eyes in the pitch-black abyssal world, bloodthirsty and ferocious. Just like they can see the abyssal world from here, the abyss can also see them. Lin Moyu recalled a saying, when you gaze at the abyss also gazes at you. Occasionally, spatial channels will open, via which demonic creatures and demons will rush out. A scream rose from midair. An abyssal demon with a human torso and snake tail fell from midair. It spasmed twice and then moved no more. Chapter 153, Speak of the Devil, and he shall die. The abyssal demon fell down from the midair and died, and then a figure appeared in the air. He held a dagger emitting a glaring white light in his hand. It's a platinum rank weapon. Not only is his weapon platinum rank, but also the rest of his equipment is platinum rank. This is an assassin-type class user who has exceeded level 40 and completed the second awakening. He killed a level 38 abyssal demon in just one strike. He didn't reveal himself until the abyssal demon died. Furthermore, he was previously in stealth state. There are a lot of class users above level 40 here, and they are here to kill demons and earn military merit. It's rare to see demons above level 40 here. As such, it's rather safe for high-level class users to stay here. After killing the abyssal demon, the other party swept the surroundings with indifferent eyes and then quickly flew away. How can he fly? Lin Moyu asked, puzzled. Ida is an assassin class user, just above level 40, so how did he achieve flight? Ning Yi quickly raised her hand and said, I know about this. After level 40, there are several methods that can provide class users with the ability of flight. For one, the Sage class has a skill called Wings of the Wind, which gives it the ability of flight. However, it's not easy to master this skill, and so there are many sages who don't know it. Sage is what the Prophet class is called after completing the second awakening. There is also the Potion of Flight, which can give the ability of flight upon ingestion. However, the flight speed is very slow, and the duration is very short. Then there is the equipment called Windwing's Ring. But, this equipment isn't cheap, and it only has the attribute of flight. It's not very practical. Ning Yi promptly said what she knew. She looked as if she were waiting for praise. Lin Moyu stroked her head, and Ning Yi squinted her eyes in enjoyment. These aren't very helpful to him. The Sage skill can't be used on skeletons. It's useless if he's the only one who can fly. Nevertheless, he finally understands what happened. According to Ning Yi's conjecture, the assassin must have used the Windwing's Ring. Lin Moyu also saw wind elemental particles surrounding his finger. The two proceeded to walk along the black line. Along the way, they saw many class users, both going in a party and solo. The majority of class users going solo were high-level class users above level 40. It's quite safe for them here. Really, there are more people here than monsters. We're here to hunt abyssal demons, yet we can't even find them. And whenever we do find any, they are stolen by others. Ning Yi grumbled. They have been walking for half an hour, yet have only killed some man-eaters. They haven't met any abyssal demons. Occasionally, they saw one from afar, but it would be killed in the blink of an eye. There are more people than demons here. Lin Moyu comforted her, don't worry. If we continue to walk deeper, we'll surely find some. He had just spoken, when cries of agony sounded afar. The two looked in the direction of the cries and saw a group suddenly appear in the air, devouring a human class user. In the blink of an eye, only bones remained of the human class user. The demons consumed even the equipment. Lin Moyu knew that abyssal demons can eat anything, but he didn't expect them to eat even equipment. A ring fell from the air. The ring sparkled with the unique light of platinum rank equipment, surrounded by wind elemental particles. Lin Moyu's pupils constricted. It's him. Ning Yi was shocked. It's that assassin. That high-level assassin-type class user was actually devoured by demons. This was a high-level class user. How could he have died? Ning Yi couldn't help but utter. They were just saying that high-level class users are safe here. But then why was he killed in the blink of an eye, with only bones remaining of his corpse? The assassin was eaten by several demons, including a special demon that looks like a cloud of smoke fluttering in the air. Detection flew out. Abyssal Shadow Demon, Advanced Demon. Level 40. Strength 18,000. Agility 22,000. Spirit 5,000. Physique 15,000. Skills: Entangle, Shadow Conversion. Characteristics: See-through stealth, halved physical damage. When he saw its attributes, Lin Moyu was slightly surprised. Surprisingly, it is a high-level demon. It has surpassed many dungeon bosses in terms of attributes. On the whole, it is not much worse than the level 39 Elemental Queen. The line dividing level 40 and level 39 is a huge watershed, with one soaring high in the sky and the other worming below the ground. The other party's Entangle skill can greatly reduce the movement speed of opponents, greatly reducing their attack power and making them unable to escape. The see-through stealth characteristic is simply the bane of assassin-type class users. Combined with halved physical damage, it doesn't fear physical attacks. Coupled with a few other level 39 and 38 abyssal demons, it is no wonder that the assassin died. Lin Moyu's detection caught their attention. The shadow demon let out a scream. A level 26 kid actually came here. There's more food, more food. The shadow demon and the dozen-plus demons charged toward Lin Moyu and Ning Yi, fierce smiles on their faces. A single person isn't enough to satiate them. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi can also only be regarded as snacks. On the third battlefield, it is rare for demons above level 40 to appear, yet they coincidentally encountered one. Lin Moyu had no shred of fear. Ever since they left the fortress, he never stopped casting bone armor. With bone armor, even if he stands still and lets the demons bite him, they won't be able to harm him for quite a while. The only issue is that he can't fly, nor can the skeletal warriors. If the demons run away, he won't be able to catch them. So it's for the best if they come to him. Faced with the ferocious demons, Ning Yi immediately hid behind Lin Moyu, pretending to be scared. The demons grew more excited. Don't hide, it's useless. You're screwed. I'll bite your neck and drink your blood. What bullshit. You're not a vampire. What do you mean you'll drink the blood? Without blood, the taste won't be good. I want to eat a thigh. No one compete with me. I want a brain. I like brain matter the most. ... The demons rushed toward the two, fierce smiles on their faces. When the demons were less than 10 meters away, Lin Moyu raised his hand, and red light flickered. Skill: Slowing Curse. A giant red net fell from the sky, and crimson chain patterns appeared. The fierce smiles froze abruptly. Say. What's going on? The sudden change in speed made it difficult for the demons to adapt, their momentum abated momentarily. They fell to the ground, and a few even collided with Lin Moyu. The bone armor flickered with white light, and the demons that collided with it bounced back and then slammed into the ground, falling even harder. Before they could react, a large number of skeletal warriors appeared and surrounded them from all sides, not giving them any chance to break free. As soon as the skeletal warriors appeared, they unleashed their skill and swung their blade, cutting into flesh. Demon screams rose in succession. The abyssal shadow demon struggled, and then disappeared abruptly. It transformed into a shadow. Skill: Shadow Conversion. In the shadow state, the shadow demon has no substance, as if faint smoke, and is immune to all physical attacks. You want to escape? Fat chance. Lin Moyu snorted coldly, and fire rose from his hand. Skill: Soul Blaze. Despite being in the shadow state, the abyssal shadow demon was still susceptible to spirit attacks. Along with a miserable scream, the shadow demon's body twisted. At this time, the skeletal mages appeared, and magic attacks rained down. First it was attacked by skeletal warriors, who used their skill. If it weren't for its halved physical damage characteristic, it would have died on the spot. Then it was attacked by Soul Blaze, and now it was lit up by more than 100 skeletal mages. The shadow demon was unreconciled. It thought, by going to the third battlefield together with its subordinates, it could live it up. But it ended up dying. At the moment before its death, it saw the smile on Ning Yi's face, the fear nowhere to be seen. She was just acting. I was deceived. After a final thought, it died. Killed level 40 abyssal shadow demon, EXP plus 800,000, military merit plus 500. Obtained demon crystal. A level 40 abyssal demon provides 1000 military merit. As such, Lin Moyu and Ning Yi each received 500. Ning Yi's military badge emitted a brilliant white light. Stars appeared one by one. In the blink of an eye, there were already 10 stars on the military badge. Subsequently, the white light converted into silver light. Ning Yi's military badge turned into a silver lieutenant badge. Chapter 154. Old Ning mustn't learn about this. The abyssal shadow demon died. Following their boss's death, the remaining abyssal demons fell into despair. They were cut down amidst miserable screams. The military badges of Lin Moyu and Ning Yi kept shining as military merit accumulated. In this clash, the two gained 1,200 military merit each. The abyssal shadow demon provided the most military merit, 1,000 in total or 500 per person. The other 14 demons, who were below level 40, provided 100 military merit or 50 per person each. At this time, Lin Moyu's military merit exceeded 3,000. Ning Yi's military merit reached 1,800. In addition to military merit and express, they also obtain a demon crystal. This is also one of the requirements of the mission issued by Bai Yiyuan. The mission requires Lin Moyu to kill abyssal demons and obtain demon crystal. Bai Yiyuan seems to have predicted that Lin Moyu would encounter demons above level 40 and thus included it in the mission. Ning Yi smiled and said, "In the future, I will pretend to be scared and draw them to us, so that they don't run away." This is indeed a solution, but it's not foolproof. Lin Moyu said, "But, if we encounter demons with long-range attack ability, it'll be troublesome. There are countless kinds of demons, including many with long-range attack ability. If you encounter them, they can hide at high altitudes and release their skills. They can run at any time, making them quite troublesome. Demons aren't monsters. They are intelligent, and they will run if they're no match for the opponent. I hope I'll get a suitable skill at level 30. At present, his express reached level 26, 89%. He's about to level up. Once he has reached level 30, he can consume elementary skill scrolls and learn and master new skills. Perhaps things will improve then. Shajing Academy, Godbai Courtyard. Meng Anwen stared at Bai Yiyuan in a daze. He is usually calm and rarely shows such an expression. "Are you crazy?" he muttered a question. Bai Yiyuan chuckled, "What do you mean crazy? I want to see where the kid's limit lie." Tyrant Desert, a large-scale dungeon, couldn't hold him back and instead allowed him to earn a large amount of points. Dragonkind Frontline Outpost Dungeon, Hell Rank Difficulty, posed no challenge either. Thousands of hellhounds just gave away their lives. I think the elemental secret realm won't be able to stop him either. Meng Anwen creased his eyebrows and asked, "Do you think it's the same? What is the level of the elemental secret realm? What is the level of those dungeons?" The Elemental Queen is comparable to a level 40 high-level demon in terms of attributes, and its skills are even more powerful. It's not like you don't know this. Lin Moyu does have many skeletons. But, the Elemental Queen doesn't fear crowd attacks. Bai Yiyuan was completely relaxed. It's okay. If he can't defeat it, he can always escape. It's good to occasionally suffer a loss. At least, we'll know where the kid's limit lies. If he doesn't suffer any losses, won't that make me seem superfluous? Besides, even if he dies, it doesn't matter. With the brand in the Hall of Heroes, he won't really die. And it's not just the elemental secret realm, I also sent him to the third battlefield, to kill demons at the Abyss's boundary, and to go to the Abyss's outpost dungeon located there. Meng Anwen stared at the nonchalant-looking Bai Yiyuan. He suddenly smiled and asked, "Didn't you forget something?" "What do you mean?" Bai Yiyuan doesn't like he forgot anything. Old Ning's granddaughter is with young Lin, and she hasn't left a brand in the Hall of Heroes. If she dies, Old Ning will probably fight you to the death. Slap. Bai Yiyuan slapped his thigh and said, "Crap, I forgot about this. What now? I'll go look for them and bring them back." Seeing Bai Yiyuan lose his composure, Meng Anwen's smile widened, "Now you know fear. But it should be okay. Although Yi didn't leave a brand in the Hall of Heroes, but Old Ning should have placed a soul-protecting charm on her." Upon hearing the word soul-protecting charm, Bai Yiyuan breathed a sigh of relief. "Why didn't you say so earlier?" "I'm just saying, but the next time you should be more careful and thorough," Meng Anwen said softly and closed his eyes again. At this moment, Bai Yiyuan relaxed completely and grabbed his teacup. Then things should be okay. Even if they come across high-level demons at the Abyss's boundary, at worst they'll come back from death. "What do you mean by come back from death?" A voice suddenly rang out, and Ning Taran walked in. He sat down and asked again, "What do you mean by come back from death?" Bai Yiyuan quickly shook his head and said, "It's nothing, you heard wrong. Old Ning mustn't learn about this." Otherwise, his courtyard house is unlikely to be devastated. Ning Taran asked, "Where did you send the stinky kid this time?" Although Ning Taran asked about Lin Moyu, but in fact, what he wants to know is where Ning Yi has gone. Bai Yiyuan replied, "I sent him to the dimensional battlefield. Don't worry, with young Lin around, your precious granddaughter will be fine. Besides, you've placed a soul-protecting charm on her." Ning Taran snorted coldly, "If anything happens to my granddaughter, I'll make you pay." Bai Yiyuan said with a smile, "Don't worry, nothing will happen." He doesn't dare to tell Ning Taran the true whereabouts of Lin Moyu and Ning Yi. Meng Anwen closed his eyes and forced back a smile, the corners of his mouth twitching. The third battlefield, the abyss's boundary. The mist suddenly dissipated and a black portal appeared. Pairs of crimson eyes emerged behind the portal. The abyss's energy entered the third battlefield without any obstacles. The abyss's energy scattered on the third battlefield, and abyssal man-eaters promptly appeared on the battlefield. In the blink of an eye, thousands of man-eaters appeared in different locations of the third battlefield. At this time, the masters of the Crimson Eyes rushed out of the black portal. In the blink of an eye, a total of 20 demons appeared on the third battlefield. "Ha ha ha, I've arrived at the human world. The delicious human flesh of legend, I'm here to taste it. Humans, wash your necks and wait for me." The demons let out grating laughter. All of a sudden, a massive amount of magic attacks rained down and submerged them. The abyssal demons were stupefied at first, then bellowed. Who dares to attack me? Ah, it hurts. I'm going to kill you. You're dead." With a buzzing sound, red light descended. A red chain pattern appeared on the heads of the demons. The bellows came to an abrupt halt. Subsequently, skeletal warriors jumped up high and landed on the demons, and then rapidly restrained them, so as not to allow them to escape. After they were cursed and restrained, these demons became sitting ducks. The skeletal warriors brandished their large blades. Consequently, blood shot into the air, and the demons released cries of agony. Limbs and wings were severed, and demon blood gushed out as if from fountains. In response, the dimensional battlefield's black earth has become even more abstruse. At this moment, several abyssal man-eater corpses were thrown into the middle of the abyssal demons. Boom, 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 skill, corpse explosion. Lin Moyu faced the sky and detonated the abyssal man-eater corpses. Although the abyssal man-eaters can't compare to abyssal demons in terms of attributes, BZT their health isn't low. After being amplified by 30 times, corpse explosion will deal 600% of the abyssal man-eaters' health as damage. If it were only one abyssal man-eater, the demons might still have been able to withstand it. Yet after being battered by a number of explosions in a row, the abyssal demons had no choice but to fold. Killed level 38 Abyssal Wolf Demon, EXP plus 380,000, Military Merit plus 50. Obtained Demon Blood Essence. Killed level 37 Abyssal Snake Demon, EXP plus 370,000, Military Merit plus 50. Obtained Demon Blood Essence. Following the explosions, the group of abyssal demons that just entered the third battlefield died. They didn't even have a chance to fly away and escape and were killed almost in an instant. They were extremely unlucky to have appeared in front of Lin Moyu. After killing the 20 abyssal demons, Lin Moyu and Ning Yi each gained 1,000 military merit. This is a spatial channel between the abyss and the human world. Ning Yi looked curiously at the black portal tens of meters away. The black portal, which is about 10 meters tall, shimmered with pitch-black light and occasionally streaked with lightning. The space around the portal distorted and fluctuated as if waves in water. This is the first time Lin Moyu has seen a spatial channel, a node where the abyssal world and the human world collide and come into contact, with his own eyes. In addition to designated channels, temporary channels will naturally arise from time to time. Most temporary channels can only last for a few minutes if not less. Furthermore, such channels are very fragile, and can only accommodate the passage of weaker demons. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi are both curious about the spatial channel and the abyssal world that lies behind which it. The abyss's energy continuously flowed into the dimensional battlefield from the spatial channel and turned into abyssal man-eaters. Oh, there are more demons coming. Pairs of crimson eyes appeared in the spatial channel again. Lin Moyu willed, and a skeletal warrior immediately threw a demon corpse into the spatial channel. At the moment when the corpse entered the spatial channel, Lin Moyu activated his skill. Along with a loud explosion, the spatial channel shook violently. Killed level 38 Abyssal Wolf Demon, EXP plus 380,000, military merit plus 50. Killed level 37 Abyssal Snake Demon, EXP plus 370,000, military merit plus 50. Killed level 36 Abyssal Dog Demon, EXP plus 360,000, military merit plus 50. Chapter 155. Loosing Skeletal Warriors for the first time. A series of notifications appeared. The military badges emitted dazzling silver light in response to Lin Moyu and Ning Yi earning a great deal of military merit. In just a moment, the two earned 3,000 military merit each. Corpse explosion claimed the lives of a total of 60 abyssal demons. It works. Lin Moyu was overjoyed. It actually works. When the corpse exploded, it was already in the abyss world. The demons have a height of 5 or 6 meters if not larger. Corpse explosions range is 90 meters. To be able to kill so many demons at one time, they must have been squeezed together. Lin Moyu painted a scene in his mind. The appearance of the spatial channel prompted countless demons to rush over. Therefore, they crowded together. Then a corpse flew over and exploded. So many were killed in one explosion. After a while, the spatial channel gradually returned to normal. It looks like this spatial channel can last for a while. Ning Yi exclaimed happily, "That's a lot of military merit. Let's bomb them again and again." Lin Moyu shook his head and said, "Let's wait a minute." After the explosion, some time must be needed for demons to gather on the other side. As such, if he launches another explosion at this time, the result won't be really great. Sure enough, after a minute, pairs of crimson eyes appeared in the spatial channel again. Demons have gathered again. A skeletal warrior threw a demon corpse into the spatial channel once more. Following the same recipe, the demon corpse entered the spatial channel and then exploded with a rumble. Killed level 38 Abyssal Wolf Demon, EXP plus 380,000, military merit plus 50. Killed level 37 Abyssal Wolf Demon, EXP plus 370,000, military merit plus 50. A string of notifications appeared again. The military badge shone again. The two earned another 2,000 military merit. Lin Moyu's military merit reached 8,500. When he reaches 10,000 military merit, he will become a 1-star lieutenant. On the other hand, Ning Yi's military merit reached 7,900. To be able to earn military merit so easily, it is incredible. Following the explosion, the spatial channel twisted again, as if it will collapse any minute now. Due to the two consecutive explosions, the spatial channel's time of existence was greatly shortened. The twisting of the spatial channel became increasingly severe. Lin Moyu realized it won't be restored this time. What a pity. It's such a rare opportunity. If he could use corpse explosion 2 more times, or even 1 more time, he would be able to become a 1-star lieutenant. Now it seems that he can only look for other opportunities. All of a sudden, the twisting spatial channel abruptly stabilized. Lin Moyu was overjoyed. It's not over. In the next moment, however, his soul almost left his body. Flames spurted out, and a huge eye appeared behind the spatial channel. Lin Moyu, without thinking, immediately pulled Ning Yi away. "Lin Moyu, I've caught you." A roar came from behind the spatial channel. Lin Moyu's ears started droning violently, as if he lost his hearing for a moment. Ning Yi creased her eyebrows, clearly in great pain. Rays shot out from the spatial channel and landed on Lin Moyu, and the bone armor shattered with a loud bang. Lin Moyu was flung away. At the same time, a large amount of damage was transferred to the skeletons. The skeletons collectively received damage. Skeletal warriors quickly rushed over and blocked in front of Lin Moyu as if shields. Rays hit the skeletal warriors, and they exploded into pieces one after another. 1, 2, 3. They were each killed in an instant. The number of empty slots in the summon space rapidly increased. As the skeletal warriors died, the number of empty slots increased accordingly. Lin Moyu felt a heartache. From the time he summoned the first skeletal warriors, they have been injured but never killed. But now, in order to protect him, they died. If Lin Moyu receives the attacks himself, in addition to skeletal warriors, skeletal mages will also have died. His defense is too weak. As soon as the bone armor collapses, the skeletons will suffer a tremendous amount of damage. Each skeletal warrior can only block 1 ray. The rays are extremely fast. As such, in addition to being difficult to block, they are also hard to dodge. Rays shot out from the Fire Demon King's eye, each killing 1 or 2 skeletal warriors. In the blink of an eye, a dozen plus skeletal warriors have already died, and the number is still rising. Lin Moyu realized that this won't do. He willed, and skeletal warriors promptly threw demon corpses toward the spatial channel. At the same time, Lin Moyu activated his skills. Skill, Corpse Explosion. Boom boom boom. Explosions rose one after another, and the spatial channel twisted again. The Fire Demon King's rays were forcibly interrupted. The Fire Demon King roared madly, but could no longer stabilize the spatial channel. Lin Moyu finally breathed a sigh of relief. His choice was correct. Next, the few remaining corpses were thrown into the spatial channel. Lin Moyu calmly detonated the corpses. The spatial channel's distortion became even more severe, pushing it to the brink of collapse. Lin Moyu, I won't let you off the hook, I won't. The Fire Demon King was furious. The two explosions unleashed by Lin Moyu just now actually hurt it. Yes, they hurt it. The flames enveloping the Fire Demon King's red eye twisted slightly. A tiny ant was actually able to hurt the Abyssal Demon King. It failed to kill Lin Moyu a second time and lost face once again. Lin Moyu ignored its roars and even waved his hat, goodbye. I'll blow you up in the future. The Fire Demon King bellowed, I won't let you off, I won't. The spatial channel finally disappeared. Lin Moyu breathed a sigh of relief. A total of 20 skeletons were destroyed. That's quite a blow to Lin Moyu. But, in the end, nothing major happened. Ning Yi asked nervously, Moyu, are you okay? Lin Moyu shook his head and said, I'm fine. I just lost some skeletal warriors. His eyes flickered with anger and resentment. He will remember this. One day in the future, he will go to the abyss and have a proper chat with the Fire Demon King. Of course, he will be talking with his fists. After confirming that Lin Moyu is okay, Ning Yi finally breathed a sigh of relief. She spoke with lingering fear, that was scary. The Fire Demon King is really despicable. A Demon King actually attacked low-level class users like us. Fortunately, you are you. If it were any other class user, they would definitely have died. When I become powerful in the future, I will go to the abyss and stab it a few times. Ning Yi ferociously gritted her teeth and waved her small fist. Lin Moyu stroked her head, and a soft sensation transmitted from his fingers, although I failed to injure it, but I made it lose face. It's normal for it to hate me. But it's okay. One day I'll let it know who has the bigger fist. Lin Moyu spoke without any fear. He is only level 26, yet the other party hasn't been able to kill him. Things won't be any different in the future. He collected the skeletal warriors and had them recuperate in the summon space. The first ray not only shattered the bone armor, but also dealt immense damage to him. This damage was transferred to the skeletons and was evenly distributed. The attack was too strong, while his defense was too weak. In just a moment, both the skeletal warriors and mages were injured, and the injuries weren't light. If they received this much damage another 3 or 4 more times, the skeletons would have died in large numbers. Lin Moyu realized that the opponent's attacks weren't as strong on the first battlefield. At that time, the bone armor could still hold on for 1 or 2 seconds. Not to mention that the bone armor at that time was much weaker. That's because this place is closer to the abyss's entrance. Via the spatial channel, the opponent was able to exert stronger power. After all, it is a demon king, a being equivalent to a top-class user. It isn't something that his current self can compare to. The two took a break, with Ning Yi twittering next to Lin Moyu. The tense atmosphere dissipated, and Ning Yi regained her lively and cheerful demeanor. After resting for a while, the two set off again. By following the black line, by following the abyss's boundary, they arrived at the deepest part of the third battlefield. This was supposed to be the place with the highest number of abyssal demons. In their imagination, there should be constant fighting going on here. But reality is exactly the opposite. It's very quiet here. The two saw a vortex, a dungeon's entrance, spinning, emitting unique sounds. About 500 to 600 meters away from the dungeon, a small fortress was erected. There are high-level class users both inside and outside the fortress. There is also a teleportation formation there. When she saw the teleportation formation, Ning Yi let out a cry of surprise. Chapter 156, Third Battlefield World Dungeon, there's actually a teleportation formation. Ning Yi said with disbelief, there's actually a teleportation formation here. Lin Moyu was also surprised. There's actually a teleportation formation here. And there are high-level class users guarding the teleportation formation, and there's even a simple base built. Doesn't that mean that you can teleport directly to this place from the third fortress? If they had known this, there would be no need to go through the trouble of walking all the way here. A large group of class users gathered at the dungeon's entrance. Not unlike class users in front of other dungeons, they set up bonfires, sat together, and chatted merrily. Despite the abyssal world being within reach, they don't seem to be bothered. Lin Moyu and Ning Yi's surprised expressions caused a burst of laughter. Two more people oblivious of the teleportation formation walked all the way here. Tell me about it. There are basically fools like this every day. This is the result of not carefully checking all information. Instead of comfortably traveling via the third fortress's teleportation formation, some will walk such a long way. Perhaps they want to save some military merit. After all, teleportation consumes military merit. There are also couples who decline using the teleportation formation to go on a date, unlike you, who came here by yourself. Hey, look at their level. Following friendly teasing, the class users suddenly let out cries of surprise. Lin Moyu, level 26. Ning Yi, level 25. To go to the third battlefield at these levels is akin to delivering food to demons. Not to mention the third battlefield, even going to the elemental plane is basically suicide. In their view, any given elemental sprite in the elemental plane should be able to kill the two. How did they reach here? A big question mark formed in everyone's heart. The class users exchanged puzzled looks. The teleportation formation flickered, and a party of class users teleported here. Upon seeing them, Ning Yi promptly smiled and said, "It's Sister Yu." Lin Moyu saw Shi Xing'an, Liang Yu, and the others and smiled slightly. What a coincidence. They unexpectedly encountered them on the third battlefield. Ning Yi waved at the several people and called out in a melodious voice, "Sister Yu." When they saw Lin Moyu and Ning Yi, Shi Xing'an and company smiled as well. "Junior Lin, what are you doing here?" Ning Yi replied in Lin Moyu's stead, "We came to complete a mission and kill some demons, as well as earn military merit." They looked at the badge on Ning Yi's chest and saw that he has already become a lieutenant. The two have likely encountered demons along the way. However, with Lin Moyu's ability, killing a few demons shouldn't be difficult. The fighting on the first battlefield, where Lin Moyu unleashed massacres as if a god of war, is still vivid in their minds. Ning Yi smiled and asked, "Sister Yu, why are you here?" Liang Yu replied with a smile, "We came to level grind. The dungeon here provides pretty high express, making the speed of level grinding here faster than in the Hell Rank Outpost dungeon. Liang Yu and company have already reached level 31. The Hell Rank Outpost dungeon is a level 26 dungeon. As a result, the express the dungeon provides is already insufficient for them. The third battlefield world dungeon here is a level 30 dungeon. Shi Xing'an, by relying on the outpost set, and especially the Hell Outpost shield, can clear this dungeon. They have already raided the Nightmare rank difficulty once, albeit it was quite tough and troublesome. But on the whole, the EXP here is much higher than in the Hell Rank Outpost dungeon. They found an empty space close to the dungeon and sat down. Shi Xing'an talked to Lin Moyu about the dungeon. The third battlefield world dungeon is somewhat special. It is infused with the power of the human world, the abyssal world, and the elemental plane. The three powers intersect in the dungeon, giving the dungeon a tripartite nature. The dungeon seems a bit strange, with the monsters inside attacking each other. The dungeon feels like a battlefield. When class users enter the dungeon, they need to choose one side and start from there. You'll know the specifics once you go in. In fact, that's all there is to it. Shi Xing'an explained everything he knew about the dungeon. Lin Moyu asked, "Have you tried the Hell Rank difficulty?" Shi Xing'an shook his head like a rattle drum and said, "No way. I'm only level 31. Going into the Hell Rank dungeon would be suicidal. Look, there are more than 100 class users here, yet very few have gone into the Hell Rank dungeon. But you can give it a try. If it doesn't work out, you can use the dungeon escape talisman." Lin Moyu doesn't even consider going into the Nightmare rank dungeon. After all, the rewards of the Hell rank difficulty are several times better than those of the Nightmare rank difficulty. At level 21, he dared to solo in the Hell rank level 26 Dragonkin frontline outpost dungeon. Now that he's level 26, he will naturally dare to go into the Hell rank 3rd battlefield world dungeon. As Shi Xing'an said, he can give it a try. If it doesn't work out, he can use the dungeon escape talisman. He won't lose anything. After chatting with Shi Xing'an for a while, he learned why there are no demons here. The dungeon here continuously absorbs the power of the abyssal world and the human world. As such, within the range of several kilometers from the dungeon, no spatial channels will appear. And there are many class users here. Even if dozens of demons were to come here, they would only serve to deliver military merit to the class users. Moreover, there is a simple base not far away, where there are high-level class users. As a result, the people resting outside the dungeon don't have to worry about demons. They can rest with peace of mind. Shi Xing'an's party entered the nightmare rank dungeon. At the same time, they made an appointment to meet again outside the dungeon with Lin Moyu and Ning Yi. Shi Xing'an wants to hear from Lin Moyu about the hell rank difficulty. After waiting for a while, the skeletons in the summon space were fully restored, and Lin Moyu finally stood up, saying, "Yi, let's go." Okay. He pulled up Ning Yi, and the two walked up to the dungeon's entrance. The third battlefield world dungeon is connected to the abyssal world and the human world, and it is continuously absorbing energy from both sides. You can clearly feel the two kinds of energy intersecting here. At the same time, the power of the elemental plane is transmitted into the dungeon from the ground. This gives rise to the peculiar state of tripartite convergence of power. For the level 30 dungeon, the minimum and maximum entry levels are level 25 and level 35 respectively. As for the amount of people that can enter the dungeon at one time, they are 3 people for ordinary rank difficulty, 6 for nightmare rank difficulty, and 12 for hell rank difficulty. Young man, this is a level 30 dungeon. The monsters inside are very dangerous. Even if it's ordinary rank difficulty monsters, they aren't something you can deal with. Young man, why don't you look for a party? Don't throw away your life. Outside the dungeon, some class users kindly advised Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu just smiled at them and said thank you. Then, together with Ning Yi, he chose hell rank difficulty and entered the dungeon. The kind class users, unable to persuade Lin Moyu, couldn't help but let out a sigh. In their view, Lin Moyu and Ning Yi are doomed. Someone spoke up suddenly, "What are you sighing for? Didn't you notice their military badges? Their military badges are silver, are lieutenant rank. They must have killed demons before." "Ah, that's impossible. They're only level 26 at most." "What's impossible? Haven't you heard? A few days ago, on the first battlefield, a level 24 lieutenant appeared. And he even soloed the hell rank outpost dungeon." "I haven't heard about it. Tell me what happened." The person recounted Lin Moyu's tale. The class users couldn't help but exclaim in amazement, and some were even shocked speechless. It turns out they were the ignorant ones. The dungeon's entrance is located at the top of a mountain. From atop the mountain, you can clearly see the entire dungeon world. The dungeon world is quite unique. On one side is darkness, on the other side is light. In the middle, however, darkness and light alternate. The abyssal world, the human world, the elemental plane, 3 distinct powers divide the dungeon world into 3 distinct parts. Ahead, there are 2 paths. One leads to the darkness world representing the abyss, the other leads to the light world representing the human world. They need to choose a path to move forward. However, the paths haven't opened yet, so the 2 can't choose yet. "Moyu, look," Ning Yi suddenly pointed to the center of the dungeon, the world where darkness and light alternate. Lin Moyu looked over and couldn't help but be taken aback. This is war. Chapter 157. This is hell rank difficulty. It's really easy. The dark abyss's power surged, and a large number of monsters charged out. These monsters, looking no different from abyssal demons, are ferocious, cruel, and bloodthirsty. There are demons flying in the air or running on the ground, riding giant beasts, their momentum surging. On the other side, there are human class users. There are top class users who have exceeded level 70 in the air. There are even more class users on the ground. These class users, there's something wrong. Lin Moyu looked over. The class users in front of them aren't living people, but phantoms. They seem illusory. The same is true for the demons. Although it looks scary, but it's actually an illusion. The 2 sides engaged in a fierce battle in a world where darkness and light intersected. These abyssal demons basically all have the ability to fly. Even the demons riding giant beasts on the ground can fly. In this aspect, the demons appear to have an edge over the humans. When the 2 sides engaged in battle, the humans fell into a disadvantage. Suddenly, a mage raised his stave and said, "Restricted airspace." The demons, including the top human powerhouses, fell from midair. Only the mage remained in the air. He raised his stave high and said, "Forbidden spell, elemental disaster." In an instant, the place devolved into elemental rioting. The entire dungeon world shook and became chaotic. Hundreds of human mages simultaneously raised their staves and shouted in unison. A variety of forbidden spells smashed into the demons. The demons suffered heavy casualties. At this time, a demon king appeared. The demon king is huge, easily 1,000 meters tall, looking like an ancient evil god. The demon king's wings vibrated, and equally terrifying elemental power poured out and swept across the entire human army. The forbidden spells erupted, and brilliant multicolored light covered the entire dungeon. After a moment, the light disappeared, and both the humans and the demons vanished. The world located in the center, where darkness and light alternate, has become a land of chaotic elements. Elemental sprites appeared one after another. Lin Moyu understood that what he saw just now was a representation of a past great war, depicting the origin of the elemental plane. Of course, this might be just the tip of the iceberg. Forbidden spells erupted and unleashed elemental scoring. Ning Yi looked in a daze. Is this a great war of ancient times? Lin Moyu said in a quiet voice, "I think so." At this time, the two paths opened at the same time. They have to make a choice now. Lin Moyu chose the darkness path without a second thought. That place is filled with the abyss's energy, so Lin Moyu naturally chose it. They followed the path down the mountain. The path was safe, until they reached the foot of the mountain and I saw monsters identical to abyssal demons. As far as the eyes can see, there is a plain, with no buildings and no barriers. In the depths of the plain, you can see a 100-meter tall statue. That is the finishing line where the dungeon boss is located. This is a special yet simple dungeon. As long as the monsters belonging to the abyss's side are wiped out, the dungeon can be considered cleared. After the rest, the skeletons have fully recovered. 130 skeletal warriors and 100 skeletal mages were released. Lin Moyu didn't take the level 30 Hell rank dungeon lightly. The difficulty level of the Hell rank dungeon is absolutely beyond imagination. Generally speaking, only a party that has reached level 35, covered in top equipment, staffed to the limit, would challenge the Hell rank dungeon. As for soloing the dungeon at level 26, no one else except Lin Moyu can do it. The first monster they met has the appearance of an abyss wolf demon. However, its size is even larger than what Lin Moyu has seen before. It's sitting on a green wolf, its height exceeding 5 meters. The green wolf has wings on its back, and so it can rise into the air at any time. The skeletal warriors gripped their large blade and charged forward. At the same time, the skeletal mages released their skill. A massive amount of magic attacks flooded at once. Along with a bellow, the monster rushed out of the magic attacks. It's still alive. The concentrated fire released by the 100 skeletal mages can deal serious damage even to level 40 demons. However, the monster in front of his eyes was only slightly injured. Detection, mixed with magic attacks, flew out and transmitted back information. Battlefield Wolf Demon Hell Rank Elite Monster. Level 34. Strength 15,000. Agility 10,000. Spirit 10,000. Physique 15,000. Characteristics. Affected by the abyss's energy, enhanced defense, enhanced health. Upon seeing the information provided by detection, Lin Moyu understood what's going on. The monsters here are closely related with the abyss. In fact, it can be said that they exist thanks to the abyss's energy. Although the level of the battlefield wolf demon has been lowered, and it can't compare to level 40 demons in terms of attributes, but it is enhanced by its characteristics. Both defense and health have been enhanced, giving it more formidable combat power. As a result, even though 100 skeletal mages unleashed concentrated fire, they were only able to injure it and not kill it in an instant. The battlefield wolf demon swung a 3-meter-long blade and slammed it into skeletal warriors, making metallic sounds. The skeletal warriors only paused for a moment, but weren't pushed back so much as half a step. With the skeletal warrior's super high attributes, so long as the opponent's attacks don't have special effects, there's nothing to fear. Under these circumstances, no matter how high the opponent's defense and health are, their death is just a matter of the number of blade strikes. The skeletal warriors standing at the front burst out with their skill, and large blades emitting red light fell and tore open the battlefield wolf demon's flesh. Instead of blood spraying into the air, black gas emerged from the wounds and dissipating in the air. The battlefield wolf demon doesn't feel pain. It turned a blind eye to the enemy's attacks. If it were a real demon, it would have felt pain and flown away long ago. 10 skeletal warriors simultaneously unleashed their skill. At the same time, the skeletal mages released a second volley of concentrated fire. This time the battlefield wolf demon didn't make it through. The battlefield wolf demon made a strange sound, as if a punctured balloon. It emitted black gas from all over its body and then disappeared without a trace. Killed level 34 battlefield wolf demon, EXP plus 680,000. The EXP here is quite high, much higher than in the Hell rank outpost dungeon. It is twice as high as the express provided by abyssal demons of the same level. After all, it is a Hell rank dungeon, so this amount is appropriate. Lin Moyu frowned. There's no corpse. Not unlike the elemental plains monsters, the monsters here leave no corpses either. This means that corpse explosion can't be used here. Ning Yi also creased her eyebrows. Without corpses, there's nothing to be detonated. Lin Moyu let out a sigh. It's indeed the case. But in the next moment, Ning Yi showed a smile and said, then let's just trample them one by one. Since explosion can't be used, the next best thing is to kill them one by one. The moment they entered this area, they were completely shrouded in darkness. This is a world of darkness, without any light, so visibility is really poor. All light that enters here is swallowed by the darkness. The only light source here is the soul fire jumping in the heads of the skeletons. At the same time, soul blaze rose from Lin Moyu's palm and illuminated a small area. Ning Yi's eyes flashed with brilliant light. She activated a skill belonging to the assassin class. Assassins are dwellers of the night to begin with night being their best companion. In Ning Yi's perspective, darkness is more of her friend anyway. There are so many monsters. Ning Yi let out a soft cry. She saw the monsters hiding in the darkness. Lin Moyu, unable to see them, uttered, point them out, and I'll deal with them. Okay, Ning Yi responded excitedly. Ever since after meeting Dragonkind assassins, Ning Yi hasn't lifted a finger, as if a flower vase. Ning Yi pointed out the positions of the monster, and Lin Moyu instructed the skeletal warriors to charge forward and engage in battle. Although killing monsters one by one is not as invigorating as killing groups of monsters, but it's more versatile and safer. Lin Moyu was quite relaxed. He just had to send the skeletons in the direction Ning Yi pointed. As Ning Yi said, there are many monsters here. At times, several monsters are attracted by the skeletons at the same time, which just requires a bit more effort. Lin Moyu discovered that the monsters here are only a bit tougher and have high health, but otherwise there's nothing special about them. Although this is also Hell rank difficulty, but it's much simpler than the Dragonkind frontline outpost dungeon. Lin Moyu pushed forward, and his express rose sharply. By the time they reached the halfway point, Lin Moyu's express reached 99%. At the same time, light appeared on Ning Yi's body. She leveled up. Ning Yi couldn't help but say, this is Hell rank difficulty. It's really easy. Chapter 158. It puts the title of Hell rank difficulty to shame. Both the monsters and the boss are weak. After killing a few more monsters, Lin Moyu finally leveled up. Before he leveled up, Lin Moyu summoned 10 brand new skeletal warriors and added them to the summon space, bringing the number of skeletal warriors to 140. After he leveled up, his spirit force was completely restored. He decided not to use his spirit force for the time being. Before he knows what kind of boss this dungeon has, for safety reasons, it is better to preserve his spirit force. It may end up making a difference. The group continued to advance and unwittingly dominated the darkness world. The monsters of the latter half weren't much more challenging, merely their numbers increased. On the whole, they had to face 2 or more monsters at a time. In fact, it wasn't uncommon to encounter 4 or 5 monsters at the same time. Lin Moyu was indifferent about this. In any case, the ones fighting in front were the skeletons. The skeletal warriors and skeletal mages don't get tired and don't feel pain nor fear. There is no one more dedicated than them. Moyu, don't you feel like this place has become brighter? Ning Yi suddenly asked. Lin Moyu has also noticed the change. As they killed more and more monsters, the pitch-dark environment brightened up. Light was no longer swallowed completely. And in fact, it became possible to see light in the distant horizon. Not only did it become brighter here, but even the boss statue was emitting faint light. Ning Yi asked in confusion, although it's shining, but why does it feel it even darker? It is indeed growing darker. It's like black ink, so dark it reflects light. Every time a monster is killed, black energy is dissipated into the air. Part of the said energy disappears to who knows where, while another part enters the statue. The monsters, death seems to be some kind of ritual mechanism to awaken the boss. As for the part of the black energy that disappears, Lin Moyu feels as if it's heading in the direction of the human side. Lin Moyu is convinced that his observation is correct. As we eliminate the monsters of the demon side, the abyss's power is weakened, and the power of the human side is enhanced. Furthermore, after they die, the energy of the monsters flows into the statue. The dungeon seems quite simple. The boss is probably the most troublesome thing. Lin Moyu doesn't think that the hell rank dungeon should be so simple. There must be something else to it. If it were that simple, then so long as other parties are careful, they should be able to lure the monsters and kill them one by one. Not to mention a full party of 12 people, even Shi Xing'an's party should be able to accomplish this much with some effort. Ning Yi feels that Lin Moyu's judgment isn't wrong. This dungeon's real challenge should lie with the boss. According to Shi Xing'an, there was no such change in the nightmare rank difficulty. Furthermore, the scene the two saw at the beginning was not included in nightmare rank difficulty. Otherwise, Shi Xing'an would definitely have mentioned it. Shi Xing'an is a meticulous character. He explained their raid in great detail. Some parts match, while others are completely mismatched. This shows that the mechanisms of hell rank difficulty and nightmare difficulty are different. The boss statue in nightmare rank difficulty was 30 meters tall. Although it was still big, but not as big as the boss statue in hell rank difficulty, which is 100 meter tall. Generally speaking, the larger the size of the monster, the stronger it is. Lin Moyu turned more cautious. Now that it has become slightly brighter, Lin Moyu can see the monsters. Ning Yi can finally relax her large eyes. So far the dungeon hasn't been really challenging. This is quite strange. After all, a hell rank dungeon shouldn't be this simple. As monsters were killed and their numbers decreased, the sky became brighter. At this time, the darkness nearly vanished. There are only a few scattered monsters left. The boss statue has become so dark that it's hard to describe in words. It is several times darker than the thickest black ink. At the same time, it emits faint light from its center. The statue started to vibrate, as if it were about to resuscitate. Once Lin Moyu kills the last few monsters, it will fully resuscitate. Lin Moyu's eyes constricted, and he said to Ning Yi, "Go to the foot of the mountain and wait there." Ning Yi knows she might become a burden to Lin Moyu, be careful. Stay safe. Subsequently, Ning Yi obediently ran to the foot of the mountain and hid behind a large boulder, only her head sticking out. With his mind at ease, Lin Moyu had the skeletal warriors deal with the remaining monsters. When the last monster was killed, this world's darkness disappeared completely. The statue droned and started to move. The black statue grew thick fur. In the blink of an eye, it turned into a monster with black fur. Compared to the monster, Lin Moyu and the skeletons look no different from ants. The large blades of the skeletal warriors are not even as thick as the hairs on its body. The other party is really gigantic. Lin Moyu has never met such a large monster before. The huge frame dispenses an astonishing sense of pressure. For a moment, Lin Moyu even had difficulty breathing. The boss, covered in black fur, looks like a giant black panther. It looks exactly as the abyssal demon king he has seen when he first entered the dungeon. In fact, the monsters the skeletons killed along the way, Lin Moyu has seen them when he first entered the dungeon. The monsters in this dungeon aren't real abyssal demons, but monsters constructed from the abyss's energy. They can't compare to real abyssal demons in terms of attribute and level. Elemental Panther King, Hell Rank Boss. Level, 36. Strength, 15,000. Agility, 15,000. Spirit, 15,000. Physique, 15,000. Skills, Elemental Explosion, Elemental Swipe. Characteristics, Extreme Speed, Greatly Enhanced Health, Greatly Enhanced Defense. Its 4 attributes have reached 15,000. Not unlike the skeletal warriors, its attributes are balanced. The extreme speed characteristic gives it superfast speed. The greatly enhanced health and defense characteristics serve to upgrade its survivability by a great margin. Although the boss looks the same as the Abyssal Demon King, but its level is only 36, and its attributes decreased by a number of times. It can be regarded as a simplified version of the Abyssal Demon King. In order to deal with it, the first thing to do is to limit its speed. If its super high speed is restricted, the boss will be at Lin Moyu's mercy. Although the boss's size is astonishing, but that also leaves it greatly exposed. Faced with the nimble skeletal warriors, coupled with slowing curse, its huge size can actually become a handicap. Not unlike the dragon Lin Moyu has seen during his awakening, who died under the blades of skeletal warriors. Even ants can bring an elephant down to its knees. The elemental panther king fully resuscitated, then lowered its head to look at the ant-like Lin Moyu and let out a fierce roar. A violent wind suddenly arose, and the four elements surged and roiled. Flames emerged out of thin air and danced in the air with the wind. Subsequently, lightning thundered and rainwater fell and turned into ice arrows. The four elements erupted at the same time, exuding extraordinary power. A mere roar revealed the elemental panther king's extraordinary control over the elements. The bone armor appeared and blocked the elemental assault. Skill, slowing curse. At this time, a giant red net fell. The elemental panther king's roar suddenly dragged out, like a cat's meow. The elemental panther king was enraged and sent a paw slamming toward Lin Moyu. The agility attribute of 15,000, combined with the extreme speed characteristic, gives the elemental panther king astonishing speed. Even with slowing curse's 40-fold decrease, its speed still can't be considered as slow. Unlike other monsters, who after being cursed look like they're in slow motion, its speed is at least faster than Lin Moyu's. The panther paw pressed down like a mountain, yet Lin Moyu didn't dodge. There was a loud bang, and the earth shook. The elemental panther king felt something wasn't right. The bone armor shimmered and blocked its attack. Lin Moyu remained motionless under its paw. From an attribute perspective, the elemental panther king's physical attack power is not much higher than that of the outpost guardian. As such, with bone armor covering his body, there's nothing to fear. At the same time as the elemental panther king attacked Lin Moyu, skeletal warriors jumped onto its body. They grasped its fur with one hand and brandished their large blade with the other. In the blink of an eye, a total of 140 skeletal warriors climbed its body. The skeletal warriors erupted with their skill, and red light illuminated the sky. As the large blades fell, black gas burst out from the elemental panther king's body and flew toward the human-sized world. The skeletal warriors once again entered the meat grinder mode, and large blades struck the elemental panther king with clanging sounds, each strike bringing out a burst of black gas that dissipated in the air. Just like the time with the Hell-rank outpost guardian, the skeletal mages surrounded the elemental panther king. In this way, the elemental panther king can't really attack all the skeletal mages at the same time. The skeletal warriors' skill erupted en masse, together with the skeletal mages' concentrated firepower. The elemental panther king's size shrank, from the original height of 100 meters to a height of about 95 meters. It stands to reason the elemental partner king will die when its height is reduced to 0. Weak, too weak. Lin Moyu shook his head, feeling even more that things are strange. Chapter 159, Come to me, kill me. The black gas is equivalent to the elemental panther king's life. The elemental panther king is in fact an energy amalgamation. So as long as its energy runs out, it will be killed. The elemental panther king has no sense of pain. It doesn't feel anything when it is attacked. However, it still gets angry. This appears to be an instinctual reaction. It seems to feel quite humiliated by being attacked by ants. Along with a roar, the elemental panther king fought back fiercely. Skill, elemental explosion. A tremendous amount of elemental particles exploded on its surface, and dozens of skeletons were blown away. Then, the range of the explosion expanded, throwing away some skeletal mages located dozens of meters away. In Lin Moyu's view, this skill is almost identical to a skill of the elemental queen. The difference is that the elemental queen used halos. The elemental panther king obviously is superior in terms of elemental control. Thinking of the scene he has seen upon entering the dungeon, Lin Moyu understood immediately. How did the elemental plane come about? How did the elemental secret realm come to be, and how did the elemental queen come into being? It all stemmed from the scouring of forbidden spells released during that war, and the abyssal demon king the elemental panther king was modeled on was one of the culprits. It's a shame, but the dungeon only imitates the appearance, while the level, attributes, and skills are restricted. The elemental panther king is inferior to the elemental queen in nearly every aspect. Its skills are much less powerful than those of the elemental queen. After being blown away, the skeletal warriors rushed back. They didn't suffer much damage. After returning, the skeletal warriors proceeded to attack the elemental panther king again. The Elemental Panther King's attack was simply shrugged off. The Elemental Panther King grew more angry. It released its skill continuously, blowing away the skeletal warriors again and again. After they were blown away, the skeletal warriors would run back with clicking sounds. After being attacked again and again, the Elemental Panther King's size continued to shrink. Soon, its height dropped to 70 meters. Amid the attacks, a large amount of black gas flew toward the human-sized world. At some point, the furious Elemental Panther King started using its second skill. Elemental Swipe. The fur covering its body turned into whips that flogged about. The whips contained different elements, unleashing both physical and elemental strikes. In an instant, wind, lightning, ice, and fire broke out, painting a striking picture. It's a shame, but it was useless. The skeletal warrior still disregarded it. In Lin Moyu's view, this big guy is a target with thick hide and high health. The Elemental Panther King's speed, its most prized asset, was rendered useless by slowing curse. As a result, it won't take much effort to deal with the Elemental Panther King. It'll just take a bit of time to whittle it away. The Elemental Panther King is far weaker than imagined. Lin Moyu felt more and more that things aren't right. This Hell Rank dungeon appears to be even simpler than the Hell Rank Outpost dungeon. If a fully staffed party of 12 people were to enter this dungeon, so long as their cooperation is good, they would surely be able to clear it. However, this is a Hell Rank dungeon. Things can't be that simple. Is it possible that the human path's difficulty is high? The thought just popped up in his mind, when Lin Moyu dismissed it. The boss grew smaller and weaker. Although its health and defense were greatly enhanced, making it look quite impressive, but in the end this only prolonged its life by a few more minutes. In the end, it turned into a final puff of black smoke and disappeared. At this time, the darkness disappeared completely and gave way to light. Killed level 36 Elemental Panther King, EXP plus 2,160,000. Obtained Elemental Stave. Elemental Stave. Gold rank equipment, Spirit Force plus 600, Physique plus 400, increases the power of mage-type skills by 22%. The Express is fine, but the stuff it dropped is a bit of a letdown. The Elemental Panther King just dropped the Elemental Stave, not to mention that it isn't as good as the Hell Outpost Stave. This is completely unlike a Hell Rank dungeon. Apart from having a tough hide, the Elemental Panther King wasn't that difficult to deal with. At this time, the dungeon's exit appeared in front of Lin Moyu. Is that it? Lin Moyu felt this wasn't right, something was wrong. Ning Yi ran to his side and pointed in the direction of the human side's world. There's something going on there. The human side's world shone brightly, and a mage with a stave in hand appeared in midair, surrounded by elemental particles. But, not unlike the Elemental Panther King, it isn't a real person, but is a being made of energy. However, its aura is more powerful than that of the Elemental Panther King. When Lin Moyu looked at it, it actually lowered its head and looked back at him. Their eyes met. Suddenly, an old and majestic voice transmitted, "Come to me." Lin Moyu was shocked. He felt his blood run cold. He then looked at Ning Yi. She doesn't seem to have heard anything. The voice sounded directly in his mind. His instincts told him that he has to go there. "Yi, wait for me here." Ning Yi knows what Lin Moyu wants to do. Be careful. Lin Moyu headed toward the human side's world with the skeletons. This dungeon is a battlefield, where the powers of abyssal demons and human class users are constantly clashing. Although Lin Moyu wiped out the abyssal demon side's monsters, but the abyss's energy didn't disappear into thin air, but converged on the human side's world. The human side's world has become more powerful. Although the exit has appeared, but the dungeon isn't over yet. Lin Moyu feels that the parties that raided the Hell Rank dungeon in the past probably all quit after wiping out the Elemental Panther King. Or, if they chose the light path, they quit after raiding the human side's world. In the buffer zone between the two worlds, there are some elemental sprites. The skeleton army surged and quickly cleared them. Then, the skeleton army marched straight into the human side's world. It was so dark before that you couldn't even see your fingers in front of you, but here it is so bright that you can't even open your eyes. Extreme darkness and extreme light, these are two extremes. Lin Moyu narrowed his eyes and could barely see anything. Fortunately, the skeletal warriors were unaffected. A humanoid monster appeared in sight. It is light blue in color and looks very strange. It is distorted and has a strange posture. At the same time, there are holes on its body, with blue liquid flowing inside, as if it were blood. This isn't a human, but a humanoid monster. It gives off an indescribable feeling of discomfort. Mage's Soul, Hell Enhanced Elite Monster. Level, 35. Strength, 10,000. Agility, 10,000. Spirit, 20,000. Physique, 20,000. Skills, Fire Ring of Repulsion, Meteorites Fall, Magic Shield. Characteristics, halved physical damage, halved elemental damage. The attributes of the humanoid monster are quite high. After Lin Moyu eliminated the monsters of the Abyssal Demon Side's world, the Abyss's energy was funneled to the human side's world. As a result, the humanoid monsters here have been enhanced, changing into Hell rank enhanced elite monsters. Furthermore, the monsters here are mage-type monsters, much to Lin Moyu's chagrin. The Fire Ring of Repulsion skill can knock away the skeletons, while the Magic Shield can protect the monsters. Coupled with the halved physical damage and halved elemental damage characteristics, the health of the humanoid monsters here has become very high, making it extremely troublesome to deal them. If it wasn't for that voice, Lin Moyu might have chosen to leave the dungeon, not because he wasn't able to clear the rest of the dungeon, but because he couldn't be bothered. Since corpse explosion can't be used, a lot more effort is required to take care of the monsters here, which in turn lowers the efficiency. As such, he can't draw a bunch of monsters together, but has to deal with them as they come. The skeletal warriors have already rushed over. The skeletal mages' magic attacks flew out with crackling sounds. There was a flash of blue light, and a magic shield appeared in front of the humanoid mage, blocking the skeletal mages' attacks. Subsequently, a ring of fire emerged and flung away the skeletal warriors charging at the very front. Regardless of their level or attributes, the special effect of the Fire King of Repulsion skill will fling the opponent away. It is a control-type skill. Fortunately, there are enough skeletal warriors. Although the skeletal warriors charging at the very front were flung away, but even more followed. At this time, large blades fell on the magic shield, and the magic shield became distorted. A few more blade strikes will take care of it. The humanoid mage activated another skill, and a flaming meteorite appeared out of thin air and fell down. A blare ensued, as if a violent explosion has taken place. The earth turned into a sea of AA fire. The skeletal warriors didn't run, but remained in the sea of AAAA fire and continued to brandish their large blades. 5 blade strikes, 6 blade strikes, 10 blade strikes. The skeletal warriors took turns swinging their blades. After enduring 10 blade strikes, the magic shield shattered. At this time, the skeletal mages' skills drowned the opponent. The skeletal warriors also attacked. A few seconds later, Lin Moyu received a notification that the monster was killed. A level 36 Hell rank enhanced elite monster, even though it was divided between 2 people, the EXP was still quite high. After killing the humanoid monster, Lin Moyu continued to move forward. There are no warrior-type monsters nor assassin-type monsters here. There are only mage-type monsters here, and they are the most annoying kind of mage-type monsters. Fortunately, their number isn't very large, only 20 plus in total. Following the same recipe, after more than 1 hour, Lin Moyu finally cleared all the mage-type monsters and reached the boss. The mage, whom Lin Moyu has seen before, opened its eyes and looked at him. Kill me. Chapter 160. A fight to the death without any finesse. Lin Moyu had a strange look in his eyes. The humanoid mage monster in front of him can not only speak, but it also called him over. The first thing it said when they met was for him to kill it. Under Lin Moyu's gaze, the mage slowly stood up. It is also a humanoid monster, with a light blue transparent body, but its appearance is not much different from that of a normal person. It is quite different from the other humanoid monsters. The robe it's wearing is formed from energy. When it got up, it unconsciously tidied up its robe. All of its movements indicate it has a consciousness. It's not an ordinary monster. This is the first time Lin Moyu encountered such a situation. A stave appeared in the mage's hand. Lin Moyu's pupils constricted. The stave isn't made of energy. It's a real weapon. The mage raised its head and looked at Lin Moyu. If you want answers, then kill me first. If you manage to do that, I will answer your questions. This sounds quite weird. How can it speak after being killed? Can the dead speak? But it didn't give Lin Moyu time to think. It raised the stave, and a huge fireball containing scorching heat ejected out of thin air and shot toward Lin Moyu at an astonishing speed. Skeletal warriors promptly blocked in front of Lin Moyu. The fireball hit the skeletal warriors and exploded. Flames exploded in all directions, and the bone armor shone and blocked the flames that landed on Lin Moyu. The attack power is so strong. In just one blow, several skeletal warriors were seriously injured. This mage is far stronger than the Elemental Panther King. After he killed the Elemental Panther King, most of the energy in the dungeon converged on this mage. Even the energy of the humanoid monsters converged on it. Since it contains most of the dungeon's energy, it would be strange if it wasn't strong. If you can't kill me, then I will kill you. The mage's voice sounded again, and then the stave in its hand buzzed. The entire dungeon shook. Lin Moyu's expression suddenly changed dramatically. At this time, the dungeon exit next to Ning Yi disappeared, and the dungeon escape talismans were sealed. The two can no longer leave the dungeon. Either the other party is killed or he is killed. If Lin Moyu loses, not only will he die, but Ning Yi will also die. Skeletal warriors and skeletal mages launched attacks at the same time. Detection flew out. Elemental Great Mage, Hell Rank Dungeon Boss. Level 39. Strength 10,000. Agility 10,000. Spirit 40,000. Physique 10,000. Skills: Wind Bind, Detonating Flame, Meteorite Annihilation, Silence, Magic Shield. Characteristics: greatly enhanced health. The boss is level 39, and while its strength and agility are nothing special, its spirit is actually 40,000. After the amplification of Lin Moyu's talent, the spirit attribute of the level 27 skeletal mages reached 45,000. Although their spirit seems higher, but in terms of skills, they are completely beat. The opponent's skills are very powerful, which is showcased by the skeletal warrior's injuries. For class users, combat power is not only dependent on attributes, but also on skills. The Elemental Great Mage must have been a mage-type class user before. After it died, it was reconstructed by the dungeon. It retained the characteristics of a mage-type class user. Its spirit force is particularly high. With its spirit attribute of 40,000, it has surpassed the Elemental Queen. It's the monster with the highest single attribute Lin Moyu has ever met. In addition, it has 5 skills. Lin Moyu felt a headache. But now there's no turning back. It's either do or die. In that case, he'll give it his all. Skeletal warriors charged forward, raised their large blade, and released their skill. Along with a flash of blue light, a blue shield appeared around the boss. Skill: Magic Shield. The skill of several skeletal warriors landed on the magic shield, and the magic shield broke out with dazzling light and twisted. After half a second, it returned to normal. The opponent's magic shield is very strong. In fact, this is the strongest magic shield Lin Moyu has seen so far. He doesn't know what level the opponent's skills are, but they are very powerful. All of a sudden, fire burned in Lin Moyu's palm. Skill: Soul Blaze. The flame ignoring the magic shield and instantly appeared on top of the boss's head. The boss revealed a look of pain on its face, and its entire body shook violently, but it didn't make a sound. Skill: Slowing Curse. Lin Moyu activated his skills one after another. Amid red light, the boss's speed suddenly slowed down. As if it didn't expect the opponent to have a curse skill, its expression changed and its face surged with surprise with a hint of satisfaction. The skeletal mage's attacks followed, and a massive amount of magic attacks submerged it. Fire type: Flame Burst. Water type: Frozen Tempest. Wind type: Cyclone Storm. Lightning type: Thunderstruck. In an instant, wind, fire, water, and lightning surged and thundered. Elemental attacks of the 4 types landed on the magic shield and released brilliant light, and the magic shield twisted and deformed. Then, the magic shield shattered. The skeletal warriors' attacks followed. At this time, rays of light ejected out and fell on the skeletal mages. The skeletal mages hit by the light were silenced at once. Skill: Silence. The silence skill can turn mages mute, making them unable to use their skills. The skeletal mages are no exception. This is a control-type skill. It is the kind of skill Lin Moyu hates the most. As light continued to eject out, the skeletal mages turned mute one after another. The skeletal mages that couldn't use their skills could only watch helplessly, unable to do anything. Upon seeing this, Lin Moyu immediately put away the skeletal mages that haven't been silenced. The skeletal warriors continued to launch attacks at the boss with their large blades. The boss retreated quickly. However, affected by the curse, its speed was slow. Meanwhile, Lin Moyu proceeded to use Soul Blaze. Every time Soul Blaze was cast, it caused the boss pain. The skeletal warriors quickly caught up with the boss. With its speed, the boss can't outrun the skeletal warriors. A gust of wind blew by, and the skeletal warriors at the very front suddenly stopped. The skeletal warriors were bound, trapped in place, unable to move. Skill. Wind bind. The boss continuously activated its skill, trapping several skeletal warriors each time. The skeletal warriors were unable to get close to it. Blue light shone, and the magic shield appeared again. In this way, even if a few skeletal warriors catch up to the boss, they will have to deal with the magic shield first. In the blink of an eye, more than half of the skeletal warriors were trapped, rendering them motionless as if wooden stakes in the ground. It was bad enough that the mobs had control-type skills, but the boss also has. It's simply a headache. The skeletal warriors were bound, while the skeletal mages were silenced. Corpse explosion. There are no corpses. Lin Moyu realized that he could only rely on himself now. This is the first time he had to fight a boss purely by himself. Soul Blaze is the only skill he can use now. Fortunately, the magic shield can't block it. Lin Moyu activated Soul Blaze again and again. The boss's expression distorted from pain and its body shook. It raised its stave high. Complex and abstruse lines rose at its feet, quickly forming a pentagram formation. Skill. Meteorite Annihilation. Meteorite Annihilation is a skill that only mage-type class users who have reached level 40 and completed the second awakening can master. It is a large area of effect offensive skill. The sky turned red, and then numerous flaming meteorites fell down. Whether it's in terms of range or power, it is more powerful than the one unleashed by the Bongja Kingdom's mage who launched a surprise attack in the elemental secret realm. The skeletal warriors that were restrained, Lin Moyu couldn't retrieve them. They could only withstand the attacks. The bone armor shone brightly and protected Lin Moyu from the rain of attacks. The skill's range is too large, so there is no way to dodge it. Lin Moyu didn't try to dodge it either. He also stopped paying attention to the skeletons. Lin Moyu steeled his heart. Let's fight and see who can wrest away the victory. While facing the flaming meteorites head-on, he cast Soul Blaze without interruption. At the same time, he recast bone armor every once in a while. The boss has tremendous health. It isn't that easy to kill. Even if it were besieged by skeletal warriors, it would still take a minute or two to shave it all down. Not to mention that Lin Moyu is the only one attacking it right now. His spirit force was consumed at a rapid pace. When more than half of it was consumed, Lin Moyu took out a recovery potion he had prepared beforehand and drank it. Before entering the dungeon, he took out several bottles of recovery potion out of the storage space just in case he needed them. He didn't think he would actually use them. Meteorite Annihilation lasted for a full minute before stopping. A ray of light shot out from the boss's stave. Skill. Silence. It wants to seal off Lin Moyu's skill. Silence had no effect. It was blocked by the bone armor. The bone armor is immune to all control and negative effects. After 2 attempts, the boss stopped trying. It didn't continue to use Meteorite Annihilation, but instead used Detonating Flame to attack Lin Moyu. Although the overall power of the single target skill is not as great as that of Meteorite Annihilation, but it is fast and can be used continuously. Furthermore, in a one-on-one fight, its power is much higher than that of Meteorite Annihilation. As Detonating Flame was cast repeatedly, masses of fire exploded in front of Lin Moyu's eyes like brilliant fireworks, and booming noise flooded his ears. By relying on the super high defense of the bone armor, Lin Moyu didn't try to dodge, but faced the attacks head-on. At the same time, he used Soul Blaze as quickly as possible and continuously attacked the boss. The boss's magic shield can't block Soul Blaze. On the other hand, the bone armor can block the opponent's Detonating Flame. Lin Moyu knows he has the advantage in this regard. This is a race against time, a competition to see who will be the last one standing. He took out another bottle of recovery potion and drank it, keeping his spirit force at more than half full. It is such a crude battle. The two sides exchanged blows without any finesse. This is a battle to the death, yet it looked so drab. In the end, the boss reached its limit and let out a cry of pain. This was the first time it screamed since the start of the battle. Lin Moyu is well aware that Soul Blaze is very painful. None of the boss monsters he fought until now, unless they couldn't feel pain, were able to endure it. Amid the screams, its skills were interrupted. Lin Moyu's eyes lit up, and he stepped up his offensive.